rise above the noise.
I go now road that say I don't know road. Every me mom, nine they move me, they lead me, they go on God. Mine is made up, of course, no going back, non-stop on 240. Here she gone, oh damn me do road. I'm steady revving, Monte throttle, got eyes on the prize. Papa line, he come police, snatching from his hand.
Unleashing the power of local radio. This is Citi 97.3.
It won't make sense. So where am I going to? It's already too late. So I've already come too far. It's already too late. So we won the war. We will spend the billions. We will spend the billions. We will spend for Jesus. We will spend for Jesus. We will shift the culture. We will shift the culture. We will heal the sick. We will heal the sick. We will raise the dead. We will raise the dead. Transform the nation. Transform the nation. Till we hear well done. Till we hear well done. We will fund the war. We will spend for Jesus. We will spend for Jesus. We will shift the culture. We will heal the sick. We will raise the dead. Transform the nations. Till we hear well done. Decided to follow Jesus. I am decided to follow Jesus. I am decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. No turning back.
$6.29 Jay-Z Baba featuring Lawrence Oyo. I have decided to follow Jesus, no turning back. It's a beautiful song, and it reminds me of this scripture. It says, no one having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God. There are some things you can do and change, but there are some decisions you make which are decisions for life. And those decisions require a lot of patience and thought, because once you make them, there's no turning back. So you need wisdom to make those decisions. Wisdom to differentiate between the daily mundane decisions of what to eat and what color of shirt to wear, versus lifelong, time-tested decisions that will be with you forever. Stay and fight, for some decisions cannot be reversed. We will shift the culture. Oh my Lord. Stay and fight, that's the message. There are some things you have to stay and work out. It says work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Well, it starts normally and may require a lot of effort to maintain. Sometimes the same level of energy you used to start is not available when the going gets tough. That's when you need grit, G-R-I-T. So that's what Lawrence Oyo and Jay-Z Baba are reminding us of. No turning back. And this is from Luke chapter 9 verse I think it's 62. Luke chapter 9 verse 62. No one having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom. So when you make a decision, stick with it. That's what it is. Of course, there are some things you change if you know this is not common sense. You need wisdom to differentiate between the two. Well, Business Sense brought to you by Access Bank. Fakitwa Beji Kesia. It's still on. It's actually now on from now till September. So there's a lot of time to think about this Deposit 250 cedis into your new or existing account. Join the promo, increase it to 500 cedis or more. You qualify for a draw. We have 500,000 cedis in cash and other rewards like PS5s, iPhone 16s, and Chromebooks available. We have 4 monthly mini draws and 2 mega draws. Call 0800 004400 for more information. Access Bank, more than banking.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesiye promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji, as a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesiye promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
I was living could stop serving rocks, knowing the cops is hot when I'm on the block. And I wish my brother would have made bail so I won't have to travel 6 hours to see him in jail. And I wish that my grandmother wasn't sick or that we would just come up on some stacks and hit a lick. And I wish my homies wouldn't have to suffer when the streets get the upper hand on us and we lose a brother. And I wish I could go deep in the zone and lift the spirits of the world with the words within the song. And I wish I could teach a soul to fly, take away the pain out your hands and help you hold them high. And I wish my homie Butch was still alive and on the day of his death we had never took that ride. And I wish that God could protect us from the wrong so that all the soldiers that were sent overseas come home. And we will never break, though they devastate. We shall motivate and we gotta pray, all we gotta spay. Instead of thinking about who gon' die today, the Lord is gonna help you feel better so you ain't gotta cry today. Sit at the light so long and then we gotta move straight forward cause we fight so strong. So when right go wrong, just say a little prayer, get your money, man, life goes on.
I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away. And be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hopeful.
I wish that you could show some love instead of hating so much when you see some other people coming up. I wish I could teach the world to sing, write some music and have them tripping off the joy I bring. I wish that we can hold hands, listen instead of dissing lessons from a grown man. And I wish the families that lack but got love get some stacks, brand new shack in a lack that's on dubs. And I wish we could keep achieving wonders, see the vision of the world through the eyes of Stevie Wonder. You feel me? And I hope all the kids eat, and don't nobody in my family see 6 feet. You dig? I hope the mother stand strong. You can make it whether you with them or your man's gone. And I wish I could give every Sally some conversary and a popo bring the heat on a piece like they did I Kelly. And I wish that DOC could scream again.
So I'm hopeful, yes, I'm hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away, because we're hopeful.
I wish we could never get the blue.
6:36 with the newspaper review segment brought to you by Fidelity Bank.
So the kids maintain the
Don't forget about the Wheels and Homes Expo 25, the ultimate fair for everything mortgage and auto, happening at the Good Park at the Accra Mall, June 19 to 21. Whether you're buying your first home or upgrading your ride, this is your one-stop shop for great mortgage deals, expert advice, and unbeatable rates and discount from our auto and real estate partners.
Just say a little prayer, get your money, man, life goes on.
Don't just dream it, own it. Come with the family, get pre-approved on the spot, walk away with the keys to your new home or car or both. Admission is free. The Wheels and Homes Expo is powered by Fidelity Bank.
And he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hope. hopeful.
I wish that you could show some love instead of hating so much when you see some other people coming up. I wish I could teach the world to sing, write some music and have them tripping off the joy I bring. I wish that we can hold hands, listen instead of dissing lessons from a grown man. And I wish the families that lack but got love get some stacks, brand new shack and a lack that's on dubs. And I wish we could keep achieving wonders, see the vision of the world through the eyes of Stevie Wonder. You feel me? And I hope all the kids eat, and don't nobody in my family see 6 feet. You dig? I hope the mother stand strong. You can
On and on into the newspaper review segment. Richard Sky is already here. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning, my brother. How's it going?
We're hopeful for today.
Great.
The work we do daily will produce some long-term structural change in the way things are done. We have a big conversation tomorrow on the global tariff situation. It's at Alisa Hotel. It's by invitation only. And we have Ambassador Spio Gabra and other keynote speakers lined up. So that's tomorrow morning from 8:30. But for today, let's get into the newspapers. What are they saying?
Okay, so I have the Chronicle for you this morning. The big story talks about tension mounts in Ada as Traditional Council reportedly fails to extend courtesies to Member of Parliament. Oh, what's happening? Also on the front page this morning, Gold Board anchors President's economic recovery plan, according to Sami Jemfi. The editorial is talking about how to permanently resolve doctors' nurses strikes going forward, and then disappearance of NDC lady organizer 1 year on.
Serious.
Yes.
Daily Graphic, nurses strike, government committed to dialogue. According to the minister, he's wearing some interesting goggles on the front page of the paper. Also, more data for same price from July 1. Sam George assures Chamber of Licensed Gold Buyers secures EPA fee waiver and explore investment opportunities back home. There are Spora investment from speakers. Meanwhile, on the back page, 2 stories. Yesterday, we read this one. Squatters post threat to Ghana Islamic Lebanon School. But this one will make you also worried. Timber racketeers invade Abutia Game Reserve. This is troubling.
The news center says OSP wrecks SML's systems. GRA to lose millions in revenue. We're told of that, what do you call it, invasion yesterday, or what do you call it, search, if you like. Also on the front page, we're told that government seeks to replace nurses, midwives with retirees. The minister is here on the front page, Kwabena Mintakando. Minority proposes solutions to deal with energy sector debts. And something here that says Cocobot seeks BOG's help to save local LBCs. This is according to Randy Abe.
Daily Guide has an interesting headline. I can issue warrant for your arrest. Speaker to Okujeto Blackwa. That's on page 6. Oil cartels go after SML, OSP, National Security ransack offices. Also, I can't direct data price reduction. This is Sam George. Nurses demands will throw economy off gear. Deputy Finance Minister says this. Cozy rise to Vice President and Ofriate's family fires OSP petitions Interpol.
The Daily Analyst says June 4 condemns barbaric attack on Joy News reporter, demands swift justice. Also, telcos increase data bundle values following Sam George's intervention. Yesterday he held a press conference. And then GJ applauds government over Galamsey fight, but calls for periodic updates.
Meanwhile, the Herald has a number of stories. MPP elements use fake farms for millions of Exim Bank loans and Akufo-Addo administration. Iyoko investigates. Also, Foreign Minister pledges overhaul of embassies amid service complaints. Bagbin touts Ghana's petroleum hub as strategic tool. And then why Indians fled with $30 million Tamale Wale Wale Road project cash. Nation-wrecking clause technocrats exposed. Very interesting headline there. Meanwhile, OSP deepens SML probe with raids in Osu and Tema.
The Ghanaian publisher says this morning, oil cartels, OSP, national security go after SML, destroy revenue monitoring systems. Also on the front page this morning, speech for Tokonu. Akosia Menu to Vice President. The Vice President has not spoken on the matter, but she was outside the country. Or
she just returned from.
Also, Gold Board will clean up a mess.
There's a Wesley Girls thing going on there. Kosi is a Gehe girl. The Vice President is a Gehe girl. The CJ is from Gehe as well. So I can see some yellow and green. Because you know it's a gay issue. I'm sure. Daily Post, another first as VIP Nana Jane sworn in as first female chairperson of the Police Council by the President. She's photographed here receiving the commendation. Implementing nurses' demands will destabilize the economy. Minta Kando. Also, data bundle to increase, as we read already, 10 to 15%. And then photos of the Ghana Lebanon Islamic Secondary School. This is a serious situation of some of the encroachment, and we need help for that school.
Let me take you finally to the overseer. Fiscal stability at risk over NES's 2 billion Ghana cedi demand. The government is pleading on this matter. Also, Baumia camp in turmoil as key allies break away, according to the paper. If you go to the top of the newspaper, there's a story that says, no excuse. Use media budget review to resolve NES's strike. This coming in from the minority director at government.
The Today newspaper has an interesting one. AGI National Treasurer calls for empowerment of local Ghanaian businesses.
Okay.
Ralph Aite is photographed here. BECE starts today, and then OSP storms SML office. Let me take you online for a number of quick headlines that are of interest. Channel 1 News, government GRNMA must report on mandated engagement by June 25. So Labour Commission is asking the two sides to meet and report by June 25. Meanwhile, Parliament adjourned as minorities attempt to address NES's strike sparks uproar. Mahama urges new police council to resist political interference. And then foreign capital dominance stifling Ghana's mining gains. Ohine Baduya speaking there. If you go to citynewsroom.com this morning, they also have quite a number of stories on the NES's strike and its effect. But I'll focus on others since I've read those already. My stance on Galamsey, no compromise. I'll sustain fight. Ken Ashigbe speaking. Meanwhile, no DSTV or satellite TV subscription allowed at Jubilee House. Ufusu, they should extend it to other government agencies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they should watch Ghana television. And do you know how much it costs to subscribe for those things?
Oh, okay.
Local content. Sure. Would you go to another country and be seeing other people show you? We have to watch our things. They should watch another one.
The president wants to watch international news.
Even the president is the one who says they shouldn't watch it. He has his way of getting his briefings. Okay. Retired nurses volunteering not solution to problem. The nurses are telling government. Meanwhile, WAEC dispatches BC material warns against malpractice. And then Mahama deserves apology from own to means offensive conduct. Doctor, are you a free? So let's give listeners some.
Yeah. I actually want to put a figure to the strike by the nurses, right?
Okay.
Yes, we've been talking about this whole matter. We don't know how much it will cost. So yesterday, apparently, something came out from the bag. So the overseer has the story. Fiscal stability at risk over NES's 2 billion Ghana cedi demand.
By the way, the nurses dispute that figure. But you read this one.
Yeah, so let me just say, Rashida Mohammed reporting for the overseer says government has revealed that over 2 billion Ghana cedis will be added to the national compensation budget if they are to fully implement the necessary revised conditions of service. Now, this staggering figure, according to the newspaper, poses a major challenge to a government already grappling with debt sustainability requirements. Now, Deputy Minister for Finance Thomas Nyako Ampem, during a press conference yesterday, emphasized that implementing the demands would not only strain the budget, but also potentially derail Ghana's economic recovery efforts. Now, according to him, the government is committed to maintaining a 1.5% primary balance surplus to bring debt levels to sustainable levels, making it crucial to manage expenditures. Despite the challenges, the government has expressed willingness to engage with the registered nurses in order to find a mutually acceptable.
The nurses yesterday, through Mr. Akolgo, told Umaru Sanda their calculations are nowhere near 2 billion.
Okay.
And that the figure is way overblown.
Okay.
They are also saying that the government's call for retired nurses to come and help is not going to solve the problem. Vice President Samuel Akogo described the move as out of touch with the realities facing retired health workers. He pointed out that the health and economic hardships of many retired nurses makes it difficult for them to even return to demanding clinical duties. He says most of them exited the service prematurely due to difficulties.
Okay.
He also questioned the feasibility of the plan. And then if you go into the other angles of the story, the National Labour Commission is directed both parties to return to the negotiation table and report themselves by June 25. Today is June 11, or is it 10? Today is June 11. Good. So the Labour Commission is scheduled to receive a crucial status report on June 25 regarding the mandated engagement between the two sides. This development follows a High Court decision to grant the NLC's application for substituted service, enabling the Commission to formally deliver injunctions to the orders to the GRNMA. Julia Puawuvi, who is the Assistant PR Officer at the NLC, told Citi Newsroom or Channel 1 Newsroom that subsequent to the substituted service, the striking nurses are now legally compelled to halt their industrial action and enter into discussions with the government without delay. Okay. She emphasized that both parties are expected to return to the commission on June 25. We don't know what the nurses will do. We'll keep an eye on the story.
Okay, let's stay with that particular story because the minority has been proposing some solutions. So if you go to back to the Overseer newspaper, page 4, no excuse, use media budget review to resolve the strike problems. Now, ranking member on Parliament's Health Committee, Dr. Nanayu Afreexim, has said the government to use the upcoming media budget review to accommodate the demands of striking nurses and midwives, insisting that the law provides a clear pathway for such fiscal adjustments within the year.
Now, the other story is OSP's raid of SML.
Yes,
it's being reported. I think the News Center version, what did they say?
Okay, I'll take you to that version on page 2 of the newspaper, which says that OSP wrecks SML system. Now, the story says Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited is accusing operatives from the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the National Security of dismantling a state-of-the-art real-time monitoring infrastructure, an act the company says could cost Ghana millions of cedis in lost customs revenue daily. Now, images show how vital equipment of SML, including monitors, servers, computers, and other essential technology components, were ripped apart during the raid. Now, the story goes on to say that inside SML's operations center, scenes resemble the aftermath of a break-in. Photos show dismembered cables snacking out of the destroyed computer racks, gaping spaces where servers and processors once stood, and monitors taken entirely. Now, entire terminal walls, once aglow with customs transaction data, now sit lifeless. We're told the OSP says that he's investigating.
Well, the story we got from our website was that basically OSP raised SML offices detains 3 directors amid ongoing contract probe. According to sources familiar with the matter, OSP is in advanced stages of its investigation into the controversial contract between SML and government. Investigators are said to be particularly interested in accessing electronic data stored in the company's servers as part of efforts to build a comprehensive case. This development comes amid intensified scrutiny of the deal and the OSP's broader efforts to hold individuals accountable for suspected financial irregularities. So that's some background there. Scott, there's been a lot of encroachment stories.
Yeah, so the Gliss matter that we brought you yesterday.
Yeah, but there are, I think, 3 others. So, for example, Pambros faces massive job cuts amid ongoing encroachment.
Okay.
So, apart from the Ghana-Lebanon school, there's encroachment there. Back page of graphic, encroachment on Abutia Game Reserve. So let me give you the Pambros one first. Pambros Salt Industries, one of Ghana's oldest indigenous salt producers, faces an existential threat as massive land encroachment by private developers jeopardizes its operations and puts thousands of jobs at risk. Portions of the company's salt mines at Weja are being aggressively encroached upon for estate development by individuals alleged to be of Chinese nationality. Despite repeated interventions by authorities and the police, the encroachment persists, raising serious concerns about the company's future. Daniel Boy, operations manager of Pambros, told Citi News the situation has reached a critical point. The company warned that failure to halt illegal development could lead to mass layoffs of its workforce. Assemblyman for McCarthy South expressed grave concern, saying if this encroachment continues, we face catastrophic flooding that will displace many families. I don't know why we are sitting down for this to go on if this side of the story is to be believed. We haven't spoken to the so-called encroachers yet, but from what we've heard, this is a very serious situation.
Okay, and to add to that, if you go to the back page of the Daily Graphic, we are told that squatters pose threat to Ghana Lebanon Islamic School. So we brought that to you yesterday. But timber racketeers have invaded Abutia Game Reserve. Now, Alberto Mario Noretti, writing from Abutia Teti, says that armed timber racketeers believed to be coming from a neighboring country have invaded the Kalapa Game Reserve in Abutia in the whole West Municipality or district in the Volta region. Now, they cut trees and hunt buffaloes. Oh, really? We have buffaloes there?
Oh, yeah.
And antelopes
in
the reserve.
All of them.
With impunity. There's a quote here that says, unless drastic steps are taken to halt the trend, the reserve will soon become a desert. Now, the paramount chief of Abutia, Togbega Abutia Kojo Gidi, the fifth, has said, I think this is a very important matter, especially when we're talking about environmental sustainability, tourism, and related matters. The authorities have got to go in there to deal with them. Now, but quickly, I just want to draw your attention to something. There's something happening in Ada this Electrochem matter that keeps coming and going.
Yeah.
Now, there's a story in the Daily Analyst that says growing tension in Ada. Now, the Daily Analyst can report that tension is reaching a boiling point in the Ada traditional area after Asafuache Songo the First, a representative of the aggrieved Songo Lagoon residents, published a scathing open letter accusing the Adan Traditional Council of betraying its people. Now, the letter condemns the council's unwavering support for Electrochem Ghana Limited, a salt mining company owned by the businessman Daniel Macaulay, alleging that it has violently seized control of the entire Songo Lagoon area,
Lord.
far beyond its legally permitted 12,428 acres. So it's all within the context of...
I have two stories in the Herald. Before I go there, though, Minister for Communications and Innovation says he cannot direct telcos to reduce their prices, but based on dialogue, the telcos have agreed to reduce their package costs, announcing a new 10% increase in data values provided by Airtel, Tigo, and Telecom, as well as a 15% increment by MTN, which takes effect July 1. The minister acknowledged the huge cost of the new directive to the mobile telecom companies, and then he gives some other angles to the story. Now, there's two stories here in the Herald. Why Indians fled with $30 million cash, Tamale Walewale Road Project cash. We've been dealing with this since Friday. Now, a story says fresh revelations have emerged concerning the stalled 83-kilometer road from Tamale to Walewale, pointing to serious flaws in the contract's design and implementation. Indian construction firm Kalpataru Projects International, formerly known as JMC Projects India, was awarded a $158 million contract, but dealt Ghana a hefty blow following the formal termination. The contract appears to have been unduly favored by technocrats within the Ministry of Roads and Highways, enabling the company to exit the country with $30 million in state funds. A questionable termination clause at the heart of the controversy entitled the contractor to cancel the contract if payment for certified works were not made within 14 days. Now, the clause, now described by critics as nation-wrecking, starkly contrasts with terms offered to other contractors working on similar projects under the same ministry. Despite going unpaid for over a year, many of those firms have continued to work without raising termination threats. So this is the background, that there's a problem in the contract that led to this sort of position. The minority have issued a statement trying to correct what they believe to be misconceptions about this thing, and they criticize the road minister for not stating the facts fully. They are also saying that it was failure of government to pay in 2022 that occasioned the Indian contractor to do what it did. I think the AG needs to give us some very clear views on this matter. If they believe that some people deliberately put that clause in there to cause financial loss, they should deal with them. If they also believe that the Indian company has questions to answer, they should go after them.
According to the minority statement, they say that there's currently some form of arbitration, if you like. I'm using the term loosely, in India over this particular matter. So, the
road minister is not aware?
Well, so they are challenging him.
Well, if there's arbitration going on, the government should know, because the road minister cannot be directing the AG to investigate a matter that the same government is. Now, another one is in the Herald. It's talking about the Herald uncovering disturbing details of how politically connected individuals in the previous government siphoned various sums of money from Exim Bank under the guise of promoting agriculture during the tenure of the then CEO. The revelation suggests that Exim Bank basically was according to them, some of the political elements took money for agric, but they did not have farms. All right, so the stories are on pages 3 and 5.
Okay, so let me take you to this Wege story.
I'm putting Wege on it too. By the way, the vice president has been sworn in as the first female chairperson of the Ghana Police Council. She's referring to the Daily Post, but Kozi's letter to her is also in some newspapers.
Yeah, so the Ghanaian publisher says on page 4 that speak for Tokonu Akosia Menu to vice president. The story says Akosia Menu appeals to vice president. Speak for Justice Tokonu, youth advocate and entrepreneur Akosia Asa Menu, popularly called Kozi, has made a passionate appeal to the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, to intervene in what she describes as the unjust treatment and public humiliation of the suspended Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Tokonu. Now, in an open letter, she expressed deep concern over the processes that led to the Chief Justice's suspension by the President, John Dramani Mahama, and what she termed, quote and unquote, a deliberate and concerted effort not to only remove the Chief Justice, but also subject her to the highest possible form of public ridicule. You want to grab a copy.
So their motto is live pure, speak true,
okay.
right wrong,
okay.
follow the king.
Okay.
Lots of stories in Parliament. Parliament has summoned Guta and spare parts dealers and AGI over the refusal to reduce prices. So there was a nice conversation there, and some of the business leaders gave their opinions on what needs to happen for the price reductions to take place. The speaker is also warning Ablakwa that if he doesn't show up to answer questions, he will arrest him. Speaker Bagbin has warned the Minister of Foreign Affairs that he could issue a warrant of arrest if the minister continues to disregard parliamentary summons. Now, the speaker's warnings come after a heated exchange in Parliament yesterday following the unexplained absence of the foreign minister, who was scheduled to appear before the House to respond to urgent questions. Majority Leader Mama Yariga pleaded with the House to reschedule the questions, explaining that attempts to reach the minister had failed. He suggested the minister might be outside the country and possibly out of communication range, noting that foreign travel sometimes makes it difficult to stay connected.
I just want to quickly draw your attention to a story on the front page of the Daily Analyst, claiming that striking nurses and midwives are reporting threats in Volta and OT regions. If that is indeed happening, the people responsible must stop it. There's details of the story on page 4.
All right, thank you, Sky.
It did not happen.
That was the newspaper review segment. Coming up next is the City Business News.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh you go work, but you know it's out on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out on your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I live your side, Fidelity. If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I live your side, Fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Fast approaching 7 o'clock. City Business News with MTN and EcoBank. Latte is here with the details. Good morning, Ni.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 City FM. The bulletin is proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. Coming up, high production cost, the weakening impact of city gains on prices of goods. We'll be hearing from the Association of Ghana Industries this morning. Also, telcos to face sanctions if they fail to roll out data bundle increment from July 1 as directed by government. Much later, Ghana Chamber of Mines dismisses claims of political interference in recent shake-up in its leadership. I am Ni Latte. Many thanks indeed for joining us this morning. Details of our stories now. The Association of Ghana Industries is blaming the failure of price of goods to go down to high production costs. Now addressing the Parliamentary Select Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism on why prices have not declined in line with the city's gains, the National Treasurer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Raphael Laite, explained that the cost of raw materials used in productions remains high. He further noted that while the cedi's sustained appreciation could eventually influence a reduction in prices, the current production costs are too significant to allow for immediate price drops.
If the cost of production is high, there is no way we can sustain the gains that we have made with our forex. It's very, very important that we don't lose this fine opportunity. But there's always the potential. Whatever the factors were that brought it where it was, those factors may just be lying low for now, but they can always come up to derail the situation. I work in the hospitality space, as I mentioned, and I can tell you for a fact, about 75% of our input is imported from outside Ghana. Let's talk about towels. Let's talk about BECE. Where is Japan Textile? I know for a fact that the minister is working very hard at it. You know, the speed with which we need to get Japan working, as well as any potential new ones, is very, very critical.
You heard the National Treasurer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Raphael Laite, bemoaning the high cost of production and attributing it as a major challenge preventing a reduction in prices of goods and services despite the recent appreciation of the cedi. With that in mind, let's take you to the forex market, where you could be getting the dollar at 12 cedis, the British pound at 14 cedis 50 pesos, that of the euro going for 12 cedis 50 pesos. Now, mobile network operators risk sanctions if they fail to comply with a directive to increase data bundle offerings to customers. The minister responsible for communications, digital technology and innovation, Samuel Nati George, has directed MNOs to implement a 10 to 15% increase in data bundles offered to customers effective July 1, 2025. He, however, tasked the National Communication Authority to monitor compliance and apply sanctions to operators that fail to meet the directive.
The implementation date of 1st of July is to allow the networks to recalibrate and reconfigure their systems to reflect the agreed upon value increases. The regulator, NCA, is directed to ensure they monitor strict implementations of this directive from 1st of July. Where failure applies, sanctions should be applied. The changes on MTN are steeper than the two other operators, but this is as a result of MTN's SMP status. The ministry is committed to continue to working with the regulator and MTN to constantly review their SMP status and make the necessary adjustments once we achieve the market realignments that we seek with these measures.
Sam Nati George is Minister of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation. The new leadership of the Ghana Chamber of Mines is debunking claims that recent changes at the helm were politically motivated. Chief Executive Officer Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe says the Chamber remains independent and committed to promoting responsible mining practices that drive sustainable economic growth. There is more in the following report.
The Ghana Chamber of Mines, a key institution in Ghana's extractive sector, is under new leadership, with Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe taking over as Chief Executive Officer. Questions have emerged about the nature of the recent leadership changes. But the Chamber says there is no cause for concern. Addressing the media in Accra, Dr. Ashigbe firmly dismissed claims of political interference in the appointment process.
We would want to state that Ahmed has not been appointed with presidential powers from Jubilee House. Neither have I also been appointed. We work closely with government, with the policy makers, with the regulators, but all in the interest of pushing the mining industry.
For his part, Chief Operating Officer Ahmed Dasana Natongma assured that the Chamber will pursue continuous stakeholder engagement and policy improvement to ensure Ghana fully benefits from its lithium resources and does not miss out on emerging global opportunities.
At that point that they wanted the lease ratified, I mean the price was around $3,000. Now the price is around $600. So, and their cost of, they were looking about investing about 100 million. Now they have to invest about 300 million. So we'll continue to engage so that we do it as quickly as we can.
Daniel Odo Mensah with that report. Now, Group Chief Economist at Afreexim Bank, Dr. Yemi Kali, has assured that the bank remains committed to supporting businesses across the continent in overcoming trade bottlenecks that continue to hamper intra-African commerce. According to him, one of the persistent challenges African businesses face is not just tariffs and logistics, but access to accurate, timely, and actionable market information. Speaking at the Intra-Africa Trade Fair 2025 Ghana Roadshow, Dr. Kali stressed that addressing these gaps is critical to unlocking the full potential of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
What we have learned is that for this to work, we need to get as many African businesses to understand that this exists and to take advantage. That's exactly why we're having roadshows, not just in Ghana, we're having roadshows in other parts of Africa. The success of this initiative is to get as many businesses across Africa to identify understand that this exists, to participate, and then to take advantage. It's not really an Afreexim Bank event. It's a way of getting businesses to know each other across the country, to start working together, to develop agreements, transactions together. So I would say that's I wouldn't say that there are any constraints. I would just say it's more of the way to get this to move further is to get more and more African businesses across various sectors, across the 54 African.
That was Group Chief Economist at Afreexim Bank, Dr. Yemi Kali. Now, Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Ghana Communication Technology University, Professor Bohinson, is calling for the prioritization of effective citizen listening and platforms within public sector institutions as part of their customer service strategies. He advocated for the appointment of dedicated staff to receive and incorporate customer feedback into service delivery. Speaking during the session of the Citi Business Festival on expo, Professor Hinson urged public sector institutions to be intentional about reforming and improving their customer service.
You need to have public sector entities that have feedback loops, they have hotlines, and they do what we call social listening. These days, when you have a social media platform, you don't leave it there like a corn that you've planted. You must make sure that there are people there who are gathering sentiments, gathering comments, and feeding it back into your service delivery system. So issues around social listening, hotlines, they are very important in terms of public sector marketing and customer experience. And even the whole issue of public sector rebranding. Again, our famous president has said we are doing resets. But if you go to the Ministry of Finance today, what does reset mean over there? When you go to GRA, what does reset mean? If you go to the Ghana Tourism, what does reset mean?
Professor Bohinson is Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Ghana Communication Technology University. Still in the spirit of the Citi Business Festival and head of Agri-business at Absa Bank Ghana, William Nete, says the bank is implementing innovative strategies to unlock funding for farmers. He explains that traditional financing models have proven inadequate for many smallholder farmers. As a result, the bank has introduced tailored financial products and partnerships to make credit more accessible and affordable for farmers across the country. Speaking on week 2 of the Citi Business Festival 2025 on a series on the topic Financing Your Agribusiness, William Nete noted that despite the high interest rate environment, ABSA always finds creative ways to empower farmers, enhance productivity, and contribute to building a resilient agricultural sector in Ghana.
From what we have seen in our books, it's not as risky as it's made to look like. We have not seen the defaults that others have mentioned because of the way it's also been done. Having a better understanding of the sector and then meeting the needs of the players at the right time. There are risks, like you mentioned, but we can't just focus on that alone. We see how best we can work with all these, because a lot of our farmers and dealers are in smaller production. We tend to put them together and then get a lead for them that would front and then be able to reach out to them. We also use financial institutions that are closer to them just to make sure that these financing can be targeted at these farmers. The major problem with financing agriculture also is the interest rates that they would complain about. And we get into partnerships. We look at guarantees that would help us to mitigate the risk and then be able to lend.
That was head of Agri-business at Absa Bank Ghana, William Neti. The full conversation with him on the topic financing your agribusiness is later this morning at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show and 10 a.m. on Channel 1 Television. The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV with sponsorship from Absa Bank, MTN Ghana and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. That's our package for this morning. There is more news on citynewsroom.com/business. I'm Neil Latte. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Afternoon.
Oh, afternoon.
Please, Momo.
Deposit or withdrawal?
Withdrawal.
Ah, I like how you say withdrawal. How much?
500 Ghana.
While I'll cash out?
Yes.
I feel ball number no mami why?
0241 789.
Ah, nice one. Approve.
Please, the agent's name, is it Mipiska Bebre to Crime Ventures?
Hey, into what body you now?
She. My letting. I have to verify.
Always confirm the name of the person you are receiving money from before accepting a request. If you receive a request from a friend to send money to an unfamiliar number, call to confirm before taking action. Do not share your number with strangers for the purpose of receiving e-cash in exchange for physical cash, because the source could be criminal and result in legal actions against you.
MTN.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
14 after 7, and who said finals are only for the big boys? This year's MTN FA Cup campaign has been full of surprises, and the final is no different. It's the battle of legends versus dreamers as Sante Kotoko, the Porcupine Warriors, take on the fearless Golden Kick at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium on June 15th. Kickoff is 5 p.m. prompt. Fireworks is what you should expect. Drama and the unexpected. Because this is the MTN FA Cup 2025. Obia and Obia, nothing is set in stone. It's anybody's game, and it promises to be a thrilling encounter. So grab your flags, your friends, and your club jerseys. Let's make it a football festival to remember. MTN FA Cup, Obia and Obia. And every day people face different emergencies: police, fire, medical, you name it. Many people, however, don't know the emergency numbers. Here's one to remember: *770#. *770# is the new EcoBank Money emergency number. Gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, data purchases, so much more. Even without data, there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will come to your rescue. Just dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. It's time for the sports segment we call Kickoff, brought to you by Lesheho, Polytank, and Shell. The Shell Don't Commit campaign is coming to you for your financial peace, because you deserve it. From now to the end of the month, we've reduced our interest rates. Whatever the expense, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Call or WhatsApp Nana on 02700 4799 02700 4733. Let's make life easier together. Let's share, let's improve life. And listen, I know you're looking for a water storage tank. The best to go for is Polytank. They've been around for 30 years, trusted by all generations. So go for guaranteed quality. It's available across the country at the same price at Polytank partner shops. No matter the size, durability is always assured. The caution for you is that we don't request for Momo payments online. And nothing ruins a good ride like your bike slowing down, gears getting stiff, and your engine overheating. And frequent oil changes in this economy, well, no biker has time or money for that. That's why fully synthetic Shell Advance AX7 and Shell Advance Ultra now offer longer drainage intervals for motorbikes, so you spend less time attending to unexpected bike breakdowns and more time cruising the road. With superior engine protection and all-weather protection, your bike stays powerful, smooth, and ready for whatever the street throws at you. Use Shell Advance AX7 and Shell Advance Ultra. That's what Benjamin Nketiah uses for his luxury motorbike when he's cruising out on the weekends. Charlie, be like Benjamin Nketiah. Go for Shell Advance, the complete protection for your bike. And Benjamin is about to ride you on Kickoff.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
A wonderful morning to all of you out there. Benjamin Nketiah here with Kickoff, and Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Shell. Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Polytank Ghana, and Let's Yahoo. Let's improve life. In the headlines, Liverpool reached verbal agreement with Bayer Leverkusen to sign midfielder Florian Wirtz for 150 million euros. And Nations FC slapped with fine for decision to abandon the Ghana Premier League game. Let's get into the details. And the second edition of the Thomas Partey tournament kicked off yesterday with 8 out of 12 participating teams battling it out in a highly competitive environment at the Tuba Astro Turf. Now, European scouts were present to assess the talent on display. Black Stars vice captain Partey made an appearance on day one to witness the action firsthand alongside several scouts from top European clubs. Gabi Ofe was at the venue and filed this report.
The second edition of the Thomas Partey tournament kicked off in style at the Tuba AstroTurf, with 8 teams taken to the pitch on day one for the opening round of matches. The tournament, organized by Black Stars and Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey, aims to create opportunities for underprivileged footballers to showcase their talent and potentially secure moves to Europe. Scouts from top European clubs, including Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Sevilla, and several others were in attendance, offering young players the chance to impress on a bigger stage. This year's edition, which started on Tuesday, is scheduled to run until Friday, June 13, with all games being played at the Tuba AstroTurf. One of the scouts, Emilio Julien Fernandez Gonzalo from JJ Managers, expressed his delight with the tournament's organization, praising the quality of football on display.
Ghanaian players are always very hard, very intensive, with a physical incredible for this age. So when they come to Europe, they always are a little higher than European players. So if they have good technical, and his mind is okay.
Publicist for Thomas Partey, Samuel Ziga, also reiterated the high level of competitiveness displayed by the teams participating in the second edition of the tournament.
Now, first day has been impressive. You know, the first batch played today, 4 games, and the competitive level has been massive. This is what you want to see on a day where you are bringing scouts from Europe, you know, from Brazil, from the top teams across the world. You want to see your players running, being a bit more aggressive, putting in a shift. And I must say, all the teams that played in today's opening, I mean, they were all great, massive, and we are impressed.
He further noted that the competition has come to stay, adding that the pool of players for this year's edition has been expanded to help unearth and scout more talent.
Mind you, the previous edition had 8 players traveling out of the country to teams in Spain, in Greece, in Portugal. Who knows? This edition might have players, a lot of players traveling out. So there's a big one, and it tells you Thomas Partey tournament has come to stay.
Well, it's been a successful day one of the 2025 edition of the Thomas Partey football tournament. It will continue on Wednesday with several footballers present to showcase how good they are, and also several scouts themselves to watch this talented footballers. Partey was present on day one and will be present later on Wednesday as well, all the way to Friday. Of course, this is a huge opportunity for these young footballers to take up this opportunity and showcase how good they've been or how good they are to stand a chance of leaving the shores of Ghana and applying their football careers outside of the country. Reporting here at the Tuba AstroTurf for Channel 1 Sports, I am Gabi Ofer.
So you heard Gabi Ofer there. Let's move on and do some other stuff. And the GFA has officially confirmed the postponement of the inaugural WAFU A and B Under-20 Boys Cup. The tournament was expected to be the first edition of the regional youth competition aimed at fostering football development among young talent across West Africa. Now, originally scheduled to kick off on June 15, 2025, the tournament was to be held in Pram Pram from June 15 to June 30. However, the GFA cited the need to ensure optimal conditions for the competition as the reason for the delay, adding that a new date will be announced as arrangements are finalized. Now, in the Ghana Premier League, the disciplinary committee of the GFA has ruled in favor of Basake Holy Stars FC following the abrupt end to their penultimate 2024-2025 Ghana Premier League match against Nations FC, awarding a 3-0 victory to Holy Stars while imposing multiple sanctions on Nations FC. A counter protest lodged by Nations FC was subsequently dismissed. Now, the ruling sees Basake Holy Stars credited with 3 points and 3 goals, a result that could give a significant impact to their standing on the league table. More on the Ghana Premier League, and former Ghanaian referee GK Menu has defended match officials from the 2025 Ghana Premier League season, saying they've been unfairly criticized despite doing their best to apply the rules properly. Now, his comments come in the wake of heavy backlash against referee Mohamed Misbah following the controversial Nations FC versus Basake Holy Stars game, where Nations FC boycotted the match over claims over poor officiating. Let's listen to Menu speak in that particular instance.
When you go to Accra or when you come to mention the refugees, most of the journalists are fanatics of the home team. So if it is not going well for the team, they'll always put the blame on the referee. And that is norm. That is what's happening in the country. When you go to Accra, the team to are not able to win, they put the blame on the referee. But what about the coaches? What about the players? Also on the field of play. So I'm not saying that it should not be criticized. What the criticism, but the criticism is what? Constructive. I can saw the criticism are destructive. We cannot be 100%. But that's what we are human. We are human. But if you give us constructive criticism, it's one word or the other. It will help in our rescue.
Now, on Saturday, June 14, at the Accra International Conference Centre, the Grand Arena, the 7th edition of the Ghana Football Awards will take place, where several football stars will be honoured for their outstanding performances during the just-ended season at their respective clubs. Reacting to that is Sports Minister Kofi Adams, who will be in attendance.
The 7th Ghana Football Award is here again, and on the 14th of June, we all will meet at the Grand Arena for these prestigious awards that celebrate our legends and great footballers that we've produced in this country and across Africa. I will be there, and I expect you also to be there. Thank you.
So you heard Sports Minister Kofi Adams speaking about the Ghana Football Awards there. Before we head to Europe, Kotoko have confirmed the appointment of Vision FC's assistant coach Hamza Obeng as the club's new assistant. Now, he has signed a 2-year contract and will also serve as the head coach for the Young Porcupines, the club's youth team. Let's now head over to Europe, where England and Senegal butted heads.
Lamine Camara, Senegal look to break. Camera brings it. Here's a great chance for number 3, and it's taken. Senegal's third goal, scored by Sheikh Sabali. Victory assured. England will lose to African opposition for the first time in their history. And on the night, England well beaten. A night of celebration for Senegal.
So England slumped to their first defeat under manager Thomas Tuchel as Senegal secured a fully deserved 3-1 victory in a friendly at the City ground. Now Tuchel's side laboured badly throughout and were second best to an impressive Senegalese side who became the first African team to beat England's men. Here's England boss Thomas Tuchel after the loss.
Okay, with the reaction that we showed, I think we equalized and had chances to equalize, big chances, and to turn maybe the match around. We didn't, so the result is the result, and it is, like I said, it is a learning, and it is a tough learning at the moment because we hate to lose, but that's what it is, and we use this test. Everyone who played deserved to play. I am 100% convinced of that, and we need to see the players under these kind of conditions against one of the top 20 teams in the world to be smarter after.
So you heard Three Lions boss Thomas Tuchel speaking there. Let's get to some selected results from some friendlies played last night. South Africa beat Mozambique by 2-0. Greece defeated Bulgaria by 4-0. Sweden and Algeria were involved in a 7-goal thriller. The Swedes winning by 4-3, and Denmark putting Lithuania to the sword. 5-0 is how that game ended. In the FIFA World Cup qualifiers in South America, Colombia were denied their first competitive away win in Argentina since 1993, following a late equalizer for La Albiceleste in a 1-1 draw. Now, Brazil also secured their qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup and their first win under new boss Carlo Ancelotti, beating Paraguay by 1-0 in Sao Paulo. That's what's going on as far as the qualifiers are concerned. Let's do some transfer related stuff, and Tottenham Hotspur are close to agreeing compensation with Brentford for manager Thomas Frank. That will be very, very interesting. Manchester City, they have also announced the signing of Ryan Cherky from Olympique Lyonnais for £34 million. The attacking midfielder has signed a 5-year contract and joins in time to play at the Club World Cup. But the biggest news of it all is that Liverpool have reached a verbal agreement in principle with Bayer Leverkusen to sign Florian Wirtz for a reported €150 million, including bonuses. Now it brings an end to the saga that will see the 22-year-old German playmaker play for Arne Slot's side next season. Now the arrival of Wirtz, who is expected to sign a contract until 2030 at Liverpool, will see 2 transfer records broken: the record fee received by a Bundesliga club for a player, and a record arrival in the Premier League, beating Chelsea's record purchase of Enzo Fernandez for around €121 million. Now, Wirtz scored 10 goals and provided 13 assists in 31 Bundesliga games for Leverkusen last season, and 31 goal contributions. That's 16 goals and 15 assists in 45 games in all competitions. So Florian Wirtz are doing some good stuff there. Also, Game 3 of the NBA Finals returns later tonight. The OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers will be going at it. That's all for this morning's edition of Kickoff. Kickoff has been proudly brought to you by Zonda GH, Polytan Ghana, Shell Go Well, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Benjamin Nketia, the small sports at citysportsonline.com.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The Money Matter segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra. Achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matter segment with Petra. A mutual fund is like Susu, just more formal. You and many others pull your money together, and a professional fund manager invests in assets like stocks, bonds, or treasury bills. You don't need to be a financial expert. The manager does the work for you. Your money grows as the investments grow. With Petra, you can invest in mutual funds that match your goals, short-term, long-term, or even for retirement. Start small, grow steadily. Dial star 447 star 70 hash to get started.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did Polytank, Papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polytank, Polytank, the original, always the best.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, hey, mama, hey, mama, hey, mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey, mama, hey, mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Endurance, the biker, has a 1000cc sports bike. He has one rule. Hey, don't touch my machine. Lion, the delivery guy, with a 250cc bike, has one rule.
Media no delay, so cause when people are hungry.
What's my delivery?
Please, I'm on my way.
If you love your motorbike, then you need Shell Advance AX7 and Shell Advance Ultra for longer lasting protection and a longer drainage interval, keeping your bike going further, no matter what bike you own.
Charlie, and because of Shell Advance Ultra, my 1000cc Ducati and I can travel from here to Burkina and back.
And me, Lion, I know the chair for Rodo, cause my bike they chop better Shell Advance AX7.
For bikes that go the distance, Shell Advance keeps you ahead. Next time you service your bike, use Shell Advance AX7 and Shell Advance Ultra.
Shell Advance, the complete protection for your bike.
Day and night, power your life. Steady lights, not a future brighter. Pay small, start today. Find your comfort, the trends like the way. Doom so now it's thing of the past. Strong solar power built to last. Clean and green for a low price. Don't waste your time, call Translight. The bill go drop when the sun go rise. No more darkness, everybody shine. No wahala, no more stress. Brand new solar, only the best. Charlie, start today. Have your freedom, the Translight way. Feel the power in every ray. Fresh energy, the Translight way. With Translight Solar FlexiPay, you can get a complete solar power system for as low as 49,000 Ghana cedis.
Call us today at 050-424-9229 or 020-654-2454.
Translight Solar. Translight Solar.
Ojo, it's 3 a.m. What now? Ojo, not again. It's 4 a.m. What's now?
Sorry. Last year was Yatisubium. This year, crowd, we've gone lower. Yasaya Tiso. I'm back with good news. Amazing news. I've been so cool. SG Ghana loans are back with even lower interest rates. If you're a salaried worker, whether you're on CAGD payroll, work with an SG Ghana listed institution, or already bank with SG Ghana, this is your time. Whether it's completing your dream home, paying school fees, or
or handling other personal needs, SG Ghana has the perfect loan for you. Walk into any SG Ghana branch from now till September 2025 and ask about Yasaya Tisu Loans promo. Let's help you get things done. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel One TV invites you to exhibit at Agri-Fair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. Agri-Fair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. Agri-Fair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The Agri-Fair 2025 is powered by Channel One TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, Agri Impact Limited, and the Horticulture Business Platform. Our technology partner is Farmerline.
Are you a residential and a commercial property owner in Airport, Cantonment, Laboni, East Airport, and other high-end areas in Accra and looking for a trusted real estate agency to work with? Is your office in need of an agency that can provide accommodation to all your expatriates? Realtor and Tours is your trusted partner to get the job done. Contact Realtor and Tours at www.realtortoursgh.com or call us on 054-496-5779 and 053-006-4754. Our first 5 callers get 5% discount on their agency fees. Realtor and Tours. Enjoy true hospitality with convenience and comfort.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
This is Citi 97.3.
Ministers of religion have visited me many times to talk about it. They say to me, I gotta leave her, I gotta leave her. It's a bad habit for a mom, but when I try
Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
I'm a slave, I'm a slave, just a piece of slave.
7:40 City Breakfast Show. Today seems to be a very popular day for birthdays, so I'm going to do quickly a few rounds. Then I would touch base. The BECE started 600,000 candidates writing. Check on how that's going. 8 o'clock, we bring you tech and social media trends where the major issues trending will be brought to you for And of course, the latest installment, the strike action continues. We're not really sure. The government claims it's 2 billion cedis that it will cost it to implement the nurses' demands. They want to do it next year. The nurses are having none of that. The Labour Commission is saying that the two sides need to meet and report on 25th of June. All of that, plus today being day 3 of our second week Citi Business Festival, we're discussing agri and agribusiness. We're discussing finance in your agribusiness. That's at 9 o'clock as well. All right, so who's celebrating their birthdays today? Caleb?
There is a long one here. Kindly help me wish my husband, Ebenezer Ahim Mensah, who is a staff of the Church of Pentecost head office. Today I celebrate the man who has not only captured my heart but continues to hold it with strength, passion and grace. You are the one who makes me feel safe to be my true self. No masks, no pressure, just me, fully seen, fully loved. My action song will be Pentecost hymn 112 and chorus of 123.
Pentecost Day inside.
Yeah, I see the way you lead, love, guide and help, not just as a father but as a man who walks with God. It means the world to me and I don't take it for granted. You still give me butterflies and I still get that little thrill when I hear your voice or feel your touch. You are my lover and my home. Let me kiss you, for your love is more delightful than wine. Thank you for being God's sweet gift to me, a man after his heart and mind. May this year bring you strength, peace, favor, and even more reasons to smile. I love you deeply, and tonight the wall of Jericho will fall. The wall of Jericho will fall. I plan to show you just how much. With emojis of kisses and turns. Happy birthday, my forever. Bernard, who sent this one?
So some lady sent it to her husband.
No, I know her.
The husband is a worker at the Church of Pentecost. And what is alarming me is Church of Pentecost.
Is that the wall of Jericho will fall? No, the women's movement, they've changed keys.
Alright, let's do a few more. There's so many colors because of time. Let me just
there's one here
it.
that is coming in from Abla, son of a distinguished reporter of many years who is now retired. And it says, please wish my daughter Setuchi and Susu Graham a glorious happy birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know Susu Graham?
The one we work with.
Yeah. She says her daughter and Susu were born on the same day at the same
hospital.
Yeah.
But I thought Susu's birthday was 11th.
No. So Susu is here. He's here. He's
today's 11.
Now, the Lord bless them. And he came in Lugubriously when we were doing our meeting. The Lord bless and keep them. The Lord make his face shine upon them and be gracious to them. The Lord turn his face and shine on.
So Susu Graham's birthday is today.
Today, yes.
I always thought it was tomorrow.
No, it's today.
Susu Graham.
It's to now. Susu Graham, where are you?
Appear on the paper. A few more birthdays. Happy birthday to my good friend Kweku Fosu Frimpong, a medical lab scientist at Bush Road Medical Center inside Teshi Bush Road. This is from Daniel Sakite. To Peniel Janice Owusu Asare, PJ of Lyron International School, from your father Michael Owusu Asare and mother Emilia Tevi Hagan, and from grandparents Engineer Tevi Hagan and Evelyn Tevi Hagan. Happy birthday to my Bishop, prayer warrior, disciplinarian, wife and soulmate, Mrs. Perfect Yawa Agbanu, coming from your husband, Dr. Harry Kwaku Agbanu, to his wife, Mrs. Perfect Yawa Agbanu. Good morning, please. Happy 9th birthday to my daughter, Kira Ira Ama Echampong, student of Gateway School Complex, CP Kaswa. The message is she will live long and prosper in all phases of her life. From Mr. and Mrs. Champong. Kindly wish Dr. Chantel Agbe Mabiase, Senior Research Fellow and Head of Department Noguchi, a happy birthday. May the good Lord continue to favor you. Happy birthday to specially to Ibrahim Mahama, CEO of Engineers and Planners Limited, Rafik Mahama. You also work with Jata Cement. Rafik is the guy you go to if you want to meet this Oga at the top. He's a big man. Rafik, happy birthday to you.
No, Rafik, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to Gifty Chumampo, for former MP for Ebuakwa North and former Deputy Minister for Education. Wishing you God's blessings and happiness from Kofi Chemating. Happy birthday to Mrs. Abigail Obuba Macaulay, wife of Dr. Macaulay McDan. Wishing you many blessings and happiness. Long life from Kofi Chemating. Charlie, so many. Happy birthday to Denalva Ohenewa of Mampong Ekwapim. May you grow with more wisdom coming from your dad, Frederick Anibediaku of Holland. And then, of course, to Malcolm Etonam Ametepe, aka Shoveski. My man, happy birthday to you.
Okay, but before we do others, let's do a special one for the former member of parliament for the Odododio.
Oh, Neil and Vanderboy.
Honorable Neil. No. So when they planned against him, no, he went back to Asanda. So the president got there. He said, yeah.
Neil and Vanderboy.
No, he said, Neil and Vanderboy. He said, move to Amutuma, Neil and Vanderboy. Neil and Vanderboy.
The Bannerman comes. Yes, sir.
When the guy chopped the teeth and decided that he would no longer run again.
All right, so
it's a great guy,
great
mind, a deep mind within the local government space.
So what work is he doing now?
He's now in charge of drip.
Okay, so Neil and Vanderpoy, happy birthday to you, and live long, prosper, and a few more quickly before we do our first.
This one says happy birthday to, I think you did this, Peniel Janice Owusu Asare of Lyron International School. It says from your father Michael Owusu Asare and mother Emilia Tevi Hagan, and from your grandparents Engineer Tevi Hagan and Evelyn Tevi Hagan, and the rest of the family. May you continue to love the Lord and grow to become great. This one says 40th birthday celebrations to my dear wife, Mrs. Virginia Adako Dodu, the chief operating officer of the Dodu family. Now, on this special milestone, Ofebia, Niamu, Nadakoa, and I join together to wish you all the desires of your heart and alignment with God's perfect will and related matters. They are celebrating you. And finally, this one says, Bernard, please, good morning. Please help me wish my beautiful daughter, Mawu Jessim Ajo Kumoji of the University of Ghana Business School. Yeah, God knows me. A happy birthday. God should enlighten her path all day. And it's coming in from Delali Kumoji of the University of Ghana. And finally, this one says, Bernard and team, please help me wish my beautiful wife, Fortune Jakpasu Amato of Actions Chapel, Wonder Cathedral, Adenta, glorious birthday is going out to her. Myself and the girls, Wedem, Willie Nam, and Wilom, wished her long life, good health, and prosperity. We pray that the lines will fall for her in pleasant places. It's coming in from Daniel.
I love it. Now, if you're looking to fast-track your investment process, take advantage of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center's 24-hour premium service designed to speed up investment registration and approvals. Once you submit all required documents and pay, your registration certificate renewal or quota application can be processed in just 24 hours. Yes, you heard that right, in just 24 hours. No more long waits, just premium service designed with your business in mind. For more information, please visit www.gipc.gov.gh, call 0200 112204 or 0200 1122 Kindly note that terms and conditions apply.
So the 2025 BECE begins today. Over 600,000 candidates set to write. This is the first batch under this new government. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu is joining us briefly to speak about the BECE as it starts. Good morning, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you very much, and to all your esteemed listeners. Today is a significant milestone in the academic journey of these youngsters. Our learners, who number 603,328,000 students across the country, will be sitting for the basic education certificate examination referred to as BECE from today, 11th of June to 17th of June 2025. On behalf of the President, on my own behalf, the government and people of Ghana, I want to wish them good luck and best wishes and heartfelt encouragement to all of them, and to remind them that they should remain calm, focused, and determined, and avoid all forms of examination malpractice. They have to believe in their own ability to succeed, and to succeed through honest effort and honest engagement. They should just consider exam as normal and a test of memory, They have been studying over the years because of this day, and they only need to put the knowledge, skills, and confidence they have acquired to test. I wish them the best of luck.
All right.
And I wish them well.
So, how are you monitoring the exam yourself? Are you going to do any rounds?
Yeah, I'm speaking to you from Techima this morning. I was in Babato, in the Bono region last night to make an assessment of the readiness and preparedness of the schools for the exams. One of the major issues that have been exposed to me is the quality of furniture and the poor state of furniture in our schools generally. And we would respond to it as an urgent need as a country. But the West African Examination Council, which is responsible for assessment, is at it. And we trust that it will come well and end well.
Two quick questions before you go. Status of the Education Committee review work that was done. When will we get to see the details of that work?
The report is ready. I would share copies with the media. I want to subject it to a cabinet discussion for cabinet to make appropriate recommendations in the various areas, whether basic education, secondary or technical vocational education, the way forward. But necessarily, I see us establishing an education review implementation committee, or call it education reform implementation committee at the Ministry of Education, which will cost the recommendations, and we raise the needed money to undertake them in order to improve equitable, inclusive access to education generally in Ghana.
Finally, Africa Education Watch has called on government to urgently address the stark digital divide. He says 2 unequal groups will take the same exam, that only 2% of schools in deprived districts have functional computers, and a lot of them would be forced to take the computing paper without ever having used a computer. What are your thoughts, and what are you going to do about that?
That's true. There is evidence that there are discrepancies in the provision of quality basic education from region to region, between the dichotomy between the north and the south, and between urban rural areas and deprived developed areas. It is something we need to address, and we will do our best to address it.
We'll leave it here. Thank you, Harun Adrisu, for talking to us briefly. He's the Minister for Education, wishing BECE candidates well. We'll do a proper interview with him, I'm sure, in the coming days when the issues set out. So as we said, there are 603,328 candidates across the country writing the BECE exam scheduled for today, June 11 to Wednesday, June 18. Comprising 297,250 males and 306,078 females. The main question was the digital divide, which is something that we have to look into quite seriously. And the other issues that will be discussed, of course, the Education Review Committee's work has been presented to the President. Minister is saying he will share contents with the public so we can deliberate into the future of particularly things like the free SHS and other programs. So 6 minutes to 8, we'll bring you tech and social media friends shortly. The birthday man is already in the studio. He will join us shortly. But from Wiggle Vision, Ghana's leading tech company, comes Frog, the ultimate platform for USSD, OTP, voice and bulk SMS messaging. Frog offers unbeatable rates to all mobile networks in Ghana, helping your business reach more people faster, whether it's bulk SMS, voice SMS, IVR or USSD. Ready to elevate your customer engagement? Visit wiggle.com.gh or frog.wiggle.com.gh or call 055-417-0599. That's 055-417-0599. Wiggle Vision, empowering businesses one message at a time. At Enterprise, our vision is clear. In all our markets, our pedigree will be recognized, our strength respected, our expertise valued, and our solutions sought by all who desire an advantage in life. That vision came to life once again at the 9th CEO Excellence Awards, where Enterprise Group made history. Our Group CEO, Daniel Labitieku, was honored as the best Group CEO insurance sector. And he didn't stop there. Jacqueline Benny of Enterprise Life, Akosi Ansanchi of Enterprise Insurance, and Joe Ampofo of Enterprise Trustees were each named CEO of the Year in their respective categories. These recognitions reflect more than leadership. They reflect your trust, loyalty, and partnership we've built together. Thanks for trusting us. Enterprise, your advantage. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with our stunning selection of sofas, couches, dressers, dining sets, center tables, and a wide range of beds and mattresses and other soft home furnishes. This season, shop and save up to 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style with Ashfo. Oh yes, we are giving 30% off our selected products. Call Ashfo on 0243 200 729. Visit us in all the big malls in Ghana. We're also at Medina Taxi Rank, Agbogba. We are at Tema Casino, and we have Ashfoam shops across the country. Watch out for the Agri Fair 2025 happening from the 20th to the 22nd of June. A Fasterland Children's Park is the ultimate weekend marketplace, from fresh fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock, fish, aquaculture, agro inputs and more, even processing machinery. We are selling at unbeatable farm gate prices. Over 150 exhibitors selling everything you need in the food sector. Call 0205 973 973 for more information. And take note of the agri clinics for those who want to learn more about how to enter various agric sectors. Oh yes, indeed. The number to call for that is 0558 973 973. Don't forget, the Agri Fair is powered by Channel 1 Television with support from Citi FM, proudly sponsored by Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, Agri Impact Limited, and the Horticulture Business Platform. Our tech partner is Farmer Line. All right, Caleb. So Father's Day is Sunday.
That's true.
Father's Day is Sunday.
That's true.
And there's a chocolate called Kebi.
Okay.
Kebi. AKA Bite Song.
Yes.
A proud Ghanaian brand making top quality chocolate from our very own cocoa beans.
Nice.
Now they've put together a special package called Immune Booster. Which includes cocoa powder, cocoa nips, delicious custom made chocolate, and your dad's favorite on it. Your dad's picture, and a few other sweet surprises. It's thoughtful, it's healthy, and it's something he'll definitely enjoy. So Kabi produces customized chocolate gifts for corporate events and businesses, perfect if you're planning something for your team or clients. So to order Kabi, you may call this number 0243 827 724. You can even send them WhatsApp. It's called, the number again, 0243 827 724. We're at Palace Mall. We're also at the Mig Mart, which is made in Ghana Mart. We are Super Save and other supermarkets. So this Father's Day, show Dad some love. The Ghanaian chocolate way with Kabi.
Very, very important.
Yes, it means bite some, make a bite some. Take a bite and pass it on. So those of you who want to send a Father's Day gift to your dad or father figures in your life, get chocolate, get Dad's picture. Get the picture when he was young. You know, sometimes you take your father's picture. Charlie, some of my father's old pictures. Charlie, with my brother, they were having fun.
The fabric used for the trouser is enough for 6 people.
Bushy hair. The way we cut our hair these days, they had bushy hair.
And then we'll cover the guarantee.
Maybe when he was in the university or something. So get an old picture of your dad and put it on the chocolate and say, Daddy, you are too much. Live long and prosper. Yeah. And sometimes don't mind mommy. No, sometimes they just say that because Charlie, some of the mothers they cause dread, Charlie.
Everywhere.
Don't mind, just do your thing, Don't mind mommy. Me, I'm not part of me. My father is not here, so me, I'm just talking. Nobody can use it against me. Me, I'm just free my mind. So, and nobody has sent me a text to say anything about their mother. So the Father's Day is happening.
Very, 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 very important.
Yeah.
Very important.
Now, something else I need to say. Imagine waking up to serenity every day, surrounded by nature's beauty and luxury at your fingertips in gated estates. You can be proud to call your home. At Western Villas, located at Ayi Mensa, our standing homes redefine elegance. Each home is a masterpiece designed with precision and love, from swimming pool, gym and playground, beautiful landscape gardens and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat.
Nice.
We also have executive plots for sale at McCarthy Hill, strategically located and offer unparalleled views, easy access to amenities, and endless possibilities for executive living. Now here's the catch: with just 5% deposit, you can reserve your space. Contact us today and learn more about our luxury homes at Ayi Mensa or our executive plot at McCarthy Hill. So you go to westernvillas.com or call 0536 502 295. All right, so it's 8 o'clock and the birthday man, Charlie, you are lugubriously avoiding your birthday.
Oh,
somebody exposed you. For some reason, I thought 11th was tomorrow.
I wasn't avoiding it. I wasn't avoiding it.
No.
You were holding them.
I know it's 11th June, but I didn't know it was today. I thought 11th June is tomorrow.
You know, sometimes the dates escape you. It happens.
11th June.
I knew that they would put it, they'll do the page. They'll say Citi celebrates. So, yeah, so I wasn't.
On that note,
yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Boy, you got. It looks like you also have a June celebration.
25.
So it looks like we have 2 June guys here.
And Shiba just passed as well.
Also, hers is when?
Yes.
That was
June
5.
So you, the June boy, you want to take over the mail issue, eh?
You've had your reign, now it's our time.
So Tech and Social Media Trends is brought to us by
Telecom and First Bank. First Bank is embarking on a journey to reconnect with all of you, their former customers who have not used your accounts with them in a while. So reactivate your dormant account with First Bank. Visit their website, any of their socials. They have their bio provided over there, and then you're good to go. Visit any of their branches. They're happy to welcome you. 0596 921 921 is the number. Shoot them an email. firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank, you first. And Telecel is proud to be associated with Tech and Socials as well.
So what's trending?
Yeah, but before I go, I just want to dedicate the segment to Miss Marina Ofe. She's a big fan of the show, and she never misses my birthday. So I just want to tell her I appreciate her.
Miss Marina Ofe.
Yes, I just want to tell her I appreciate her. And
okay,
and
you should drop some more things.
Yeah, I appreciate the support. So of course, the most important one in this trends is Sam George and the data prices. I mean, everyone has been on this case.
He's showing working now.
Yeah, he's showing working. Remember, we said a few days ago that people were not sure that he was getting it. And there's an account called Tech Entry who has been on Sam George's case. It's been a running battle for I'll say a couple of weeks, maybe some months now. It's been a running battle. So Tech Entry he's also getting his praise because people feel like his pressure has paid off. Esla Usu is also being mentioned because straight bullets. Me I'll say comparison is the thief of joy. Let's not do that. Let's enjoy what we have.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Let's not do that. And DSTV is trending for 2 reasons. So they are trending because people are saying that they are next. Sam George, go to DSTV next. And because of President Mohammed's kind of statements that no government offices will have DSTV.
Government Communications Minister said yesterday that none of the offices in the Jubilee House subscribed on.
So that's why DSTV is in the trend. Of course, the nurses, GRNMA, Health Minister, all in their trends. As you know, evolving situation. You know, people are getting on the nurses' cases. I just want to say I'm strongly behind the nurses.
Behind. Solidarity.
Yeah, solidarity. I'm behind the nurses. So the nurses. And we finally have our Ghana Premier League champion.
I don't agree with you.
We'll
get to that.
Yeah, we finally have our Ghana Premier League champion. Okay. So Basake Holy Stars and Nations FC, if you remember a few weeks ago, Nations FC walked off the pitch citing an unsafe playing environment. And the matter was brought before the GFA. And GFA awarded the match to Holy Stars and deducted 3 points from Nations FC.
The GFA investigate whether the place was unsafe.
Well, they did their kind of, was the determination of the matter. And the determination was Holy Stars get 3 points and Nations FC lose 3 points for leaving before the match ended. So, and that brings an end to the Ghana Premier League season. And we have to we can officially congratulate Bibiani Gold Stars because now Nations FC don't have an outstanding game.
I think the second team from that enclave that has won.
Third, actually.
So
Third from the Mediama
Samatex. Samatex also won.
Yes, so a lot of Western teams. It looks
something good is happening in the
Western region. The Western region looks like that's becoming the football place. Hearts and Kotoko, they are sleeping, so the Western region is awake.
But Hearts was third. We finished above Kotoko.
Well, barely.
Even if it was half a point.
Yeah.
So
take it, yes.
But the people accused, were they given a hearing?
So that's what I'm saying. The GFA determined the matter. They did their investigation. I don't know the details, but they came out with the ruling that.
But that's a good question. We've decided because if somebody walks off the pitch on the basis of unsafe playing environment, at least give them a hearing. I don't know. Because I felt like at least there should have been a hearing where they will come and explain, show evidence, And then they will say on the basis of all of this, you see, transparency is also important.
That
But just
one
come
is-
and
that
announce
one-
that we're giving the 3 points.
No, I think they have a disciplinary process they went through. I don't know the exact details. I'm just reporting the hearing.
No problem.
Yes,
We've heard.
Yes. So
Anyway,
and
congrats to Bibiani.
Yes, and then the last one in the trends is Gittins and Manana. Chelsea were trying to finalize some transfers before the Club World Cup. It's not worked out for them, unfortunately.
I'm surprised Senegal is not trending. I watched the game.
The England game.
Oh my God! It was a master class in counter-attacking football. So England did all the pressure. Senegal it was a friendly game, but this is the first time an African team has beaten England.
Yeah, in about 22 or 20.
And
20
for me,
something chance.
For me, I watched England versus Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup, and I felt Cameroon were robbed in that 3-2. I watched that game as a 9-year-old. So yesterday, even though it was just a friendly game, don't forget, in a year's time, the World Cup will be happening.
Yeah.
If Senegal and other African teams can tactically follow instructions like Senegal did yesterday, look, for example, Ghana drew with Germany 2-2 in a game we should have won. A lot of time, African teams don't do well because they lose concentration in crucial minutes. So I really think where football is, if you look at the Senegalese team, the English team has nothing on them in terms of quality of players. Senegal players are playing everywhere. We should be able to match these teams and get to finals.
A member of the Cameroon 1990 team said the same thing. He said that African teams, we win the first 80 minutes and then we lose the last 10.
I mean, if we can look yesterday, I think most African teams should watch the way Senegal played. England got flustered. Senegal was just relaxed. Even in the last 2 minutes, England scored some goal. It was handball. Senegal was just organized. And I think that's the key to African teams. So the Black Stars, watch this thing. You may meet England in the World Cup. Don't go there with emotion. Go there with your cold. Charlie, we can do well.
Yeah,
we can do very, very well.
So let me just get into the data prices a bit more detail to break down what has happened. So for Airtel Ghana subscribers, every data bundle will have 10% more data, and the 400 CD bundle, which was providing 195 gigabytes of data, will now provide 236. So that's for Airtel Tigo.
Okay.
No, so just Airtel Ghana.
Airtel.
No more Airtel
80,
Tigo.
yeah.
80, yeah, sorry. The names changed too much, so allow me.
We'll call it Airtel.
Yeah, so Telecel, so the sponsors of this, and I believe per their statistics, this looks like the best deal of all. 10% increase on all data bundles, and their 400 CD bundle, which was 90 gig, has now been increased to 250.
Okay.
Yeah, so a huge increase. So that looks like the best deal of all of them. So MTN 15% increase in all data bundles, and their 399 bundle, which had been reduced to a 350 bundle for 92.88, is now 399 for 214. So like I said, that's why I said Telecel has the best deal, because for that 400 CDs you will get 250, which is the highest of all the companies. So that's the breakdown of the data. And then in tech news, my beloved Nintendo Switch. Yes, the new Nintendo Switch. Oh, the new Nintendo Switch has arrived and it has smashed records.
Is it?
Yes. It's Nintendo's fastest selling console. It has sold more than 3.5 million units in the first 4 days of its after launch. So that's almost 1 million a day. So we are doing big things. Yeah. And they expect by next month they would have sold 15 million in total. So and I will be one of them. Amen.
Today is your birthday.
At what? Charlie, we should organize a Nintendo Switch for you. But aren't you too old for such things?
Oh no! I was playing my Nintendo Switch.
You are no longer a small boy.
Look at your girl.
You have beard though. You are a bearded Nintendo.
I'm bearded. I'm even boarding, but I'll still play my
Leave Nintendo for me and Sky, our children.
I'm even boarding, but I'll still play.
So are you Gen Z or Gen? What are you?
I believe I'm Gen Z.
You believe so?
The problem is that I believe 1995, 1999 is like the cutoff. Is like on the line. Yeah, so
you're not a millennial.
I'm like on the line.
Borderline.
Some people say I'm a millennial. Some people say I'm Gen Z. If you look at different,
sound Gen Z.
Maybe I'm the first Gen Z.
So Graham with the birthday edition of Tech and Social Media Trends. Please, we have started receiving gifts and we are collecting them in trust for him.
Yeah, man. But you know that trickle down doesn't work up. So
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Telecom Cash, get the lowest transfer charges ever in Ghana. Send it keke with Telecom Cash. You for sort out your old boy, send it keke. Your girl they bill you, send it keke. Merchant payment, send it keke to all networks. T-Cash agents in Swansea, baby. You won't buy some 1212. Send it keke. What the BECE, T-Cash to T-Cash transfers still be free for the Telecom Play app top. Telecom Cash be your saved and secure platform. Them they take do transfers across the networks all. Then everywhere them they do mobile money transactions. Dial *110#. Then take send monies. The charges be falla. Or make you download the Telecom Play app. Then send monies go T-Cash wallets for free. Telecom Cash. Send the keke.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So hunam ya wuya, na wunya wunya. Rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all, vema wuya unajai.
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage Points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Looking for the latest buzz in Ghana's entertainment world? Welcome to Ghana Weekend, your ultimate destination for all things creativity and entertainment.
Stay in the loop with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and then insider stories from your favorite creatives and stars. From music, movies, fashion and art, lifestyle and culture, Ghana Weekend brings it all together. Get a daily dose of entertainment, discover new talent, and never miss out on the creativity that defines our vibrant culture.
Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle Ghana Weekend, on X Ghana Weekend, on TikTok Ghana Weekend, at Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube for the latest in entertainment, travel, and everything Ghana. Don't miss out. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, where entertainment meets creativity. Visit GhanaWeekend.com now.
Let me do my thing. Let me
Girls, leave me and let me do my thing. I'm tired of everyone chasing the same old. Awesome intelligence is the new magic. Get your Samsung Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. eSIM included. This trip, school go big as I pull out my awesome intelligence. Pictures, videos, slow-mo, filters will be awesome. That's the new Galaxy experience. So let me do my thing. Let me be different, unique, and most of all, awesome with my new Samsung A series. Grab your new awesome Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. Level up your game with the new awesome.
Price starting at 4,199 cedis. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Amsani amabre, China Kumago. Coffee body Henya Bafe, Makunta Mabashi, Mani Ganofana by Nabatoy, China Kumago. Giddy Bacha Bichi Doguni Maraja Kumago. Coffee body Henya Bafe, Makunta Mabashi, Mani Ganofana by China Kumago. Coffee body Bafe, Makunta Mabai, China Kumago. Sharaja Bote Dubai, Shinakuma. Abele.
So it's 8:15, and there has never been a better time to get things done, and SG Ghana is making it possible. Our low interest rates are back. It's called Yasa Teso. If you're a salaried worker, whether you're a controller in Accountant General's Department, payroll, working with an SG Ghana listed institution, already banking with SG Ghana, this is your time. From now to end September, apply and receive a loan from us for your personal and business needs and enjoy unbelievably low rates during the Yasa Teso loan promo. Join thousands of Ghanaians transforming their lives with money they get at rates they love. Visit any SG Ghana branch or call 0302-214-314 for more details about this year's Yasa Teso loan promo. Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you. The Office of the Registrar of Companies wishes to issue the final reminder to all registered business owners, company directors, secretaries, and partners of incorporated partnerships in Ghana that there will be no extension beyond 30th June deadline for filing of annual returns and renewal of the business names. This follows an earlier press release issued on the 14th of April, which announced the set deadline and urged all defaulting companies and businesses to comply. Companies who fail to file annual returns with financial statements shall be deemed non-compliant and will be liable to pay a penalty of 1,000 Ghana cedis in addition to the filing fee. We therefore urge all companies and business owners to comply with their statutory obligation within the specified time to ensure continuity. ORC does not operate any Momo account, therefore disregard any such request for Momo payment. You may call us on 0302 666 081. ORC, a trusted partner for business.
And you deserve a brand new car. Volkswagen Ghana is offering Vetus Highline Salon Tijuan Life and the Amarok, which is a pickup at used car prices. So where is the pride in driving an old used car when you could have purchased a brand new Volkswagen at the same price? Same price, Charlie. Same price. So just walk into a Volkswagen retail outlet with your used car budget and you may drive out a brand new car. Take advantage now. Call us 025-795-6688. Find out more about our range of models: Vetus, T-Cross, Tijuan, Allspace, Terramount, and the Amarok pickup. Take advantage of this now. T's and C's apply. Drive VW, drive Ghana.
All right, let's jump now into the nurses situation. Yesterday, around 10 a.m., the Minister of Health, accompanied by the Information and Communication Minister and the Deputy Finance Minister, addressed the press on their view on where the strike action was. Kwamna Kando gave a brief statement.
The Ministry of Health brings
to the attention of the general public the ongoing strike action undertaken by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, born out of the ongoing discussions on the new conditions of service signed in May 2024 and originally scheduled for implementation in July 2024. Upon assuming office, we have, on behalf of government, engaged several times with the GNRMA to explore the best possible avenue to approve and implement the new conditions of service. While expressing our deep regret over the current impasse leading to the strike and the suffering patients enduring, the ministry states emphatically that government appreciates the invaluable contributions of Ghanaian nurses and midwives to the development of the health sector. Government remains committed to the needed engagement that will lead to the approval and implementation of the new conditions of service for nurses and midwives. Accordingly, government has directed the Minister of Finance and the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to, as a matter of urgency, lead the development of a roadmap to ensure a smooth implementation of the process. We engage the leadership of all Nurses and Midwives Association within the health sector on 30th May 2025 to address their challenges and discuss the subsequent roadmap leading to the implementation of the new conditions of service. Fortunately, the other associations supported my intervention, with the exception of the GRNMA, which declined and proceeded to declare the strike on the 2nd of June 2025, despite the NLC caution. The National Labour Commission on Thursday, 5th June 2025, summoned all stakeholders to an emergency meeting to address the matter. However, the GRNMA failed to attend the meeting. Consequently, the NLC was compelled to take legal steps to declare the strike illegal and called on the GRNMA to immediately call it off in line with law. Yesterday, Monday, 9th June 2025, we invited the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to engage the GRMA, the Minister of Finance, and the Minister of Health to deliberate on roadmap for the successful implementation of the new conditions of service. At the meeting, the Fair Wages and Salary Commission once again, in accordance with law, directed the GRNMA to call off the strike to allow negotiations to continue. Government wishes to stress its readiness to further engage with a view to implementing the conditions of service in a manner that does not dislocate the national budget. We wish to draw attention to the fact that the conditions of service under reference are not captured in the 2025 budget and will completely throw the economy off gear if implemented immediately in the manner it currently exists. We are mindful of the serious economic consequences of unbudgeted expenditure and want to avoid the economic slippages that led to the hardship in the recent past. Government commits to continue to engage with the nurses in order to achieve a mutually acceptable outcome in the interest of the public. While working around the clock to resolve the impasse, the Ministry of Health has taken the following steps to mitigate the suffering of Ghanaian patients unduly affected by the strike. The ministry will in the next few minutes publish a comprehensive list of facilities to complement facilities where nursing services are lacking and where patients can seek health care. Given the urgency of the situation and suffering of the patients, government appeals to public-spirited retired nurses and midwives to volunteer their services for a brief period pending the resolution of the impasse. We further express our deep appreciation to practicing nurses who have opted to remain at post to help suffering patients and urge others to show similar fellow feeling and assist our ailing compatriots even as efforts are made to address their concerns. In conclusion, Government reiterates its commitment to dialogue with the GRMA with a view to resolving this impasse for full nursing services to be restored. Thank you for the opportunity.
So that was the Minister of Health, Kwabena Mintakando. Deputy Finance Minister also spoke at the event. He spoke about the budgetary implications for the proposed increases.
Good morning. We've all heard the Minister for Health, and from the Ministry of Finance, we want to show our commitment to help in resolving this important issue, because our nurses are very, very critical to healthcare delivery, and we appreciate what they do. But the reality is that we have over 120,000 nurses, and the implementation of the current condition of service that they are demanding will have serious consequences for the budget. In fact, if we fully implement it, we are going to add in excess of 2 billion cedis to the compensation budget. We have all committed that in our resolve to reset the economy of this country, we must maintain a 1.5% primary balance surplus every year in order to bring our debt levels to sustainable levels. And so it is important for us to manage expenditure. And so we want to appeal to our revered nurses that we are willing to negotiate, to sit with them and the Ministry of Health to agree on a roadmap that will help us incorporate what can be accommodated in the budget for next year. And we believe that they have all seen the hard work we are all doing to manage the economy better. We want to appeal to them that they should let us sit down and discuss what can be accommodated so that we can all have a win-win situation for all of us. Thank you.
That was Mr. William Ampemnyako, Thomas Ampemnyako, who's the Deputy Finance Minister. Now, the nurses and midwives are saying that the cost the government is placing on their demands is too high. They're saying it's nothing near 2 billion. The Vice President of the Nurses Association, Samara Kologo, spoke to Marisanda Amadu on Eyewitness News yesterday.
They are quoting 2 billion Ghana cedis. That is, if they are going to implement our conditions of service, it will cost the nation 2 billion cedis. It goes to confirm that they haven't even done any proper costing of our conditions of service. What is in it that will consume such a huge amount? Is it the fuel allowance, which is going for only senior nurses and midwives who are few? Is it the book and research allowance, which is going for just few tutors, about, let's say, 10,000? Is it the rural incentive allowance, which is going to be 20%, not 100%, 20% of the basic salary of nurses working in the private area? Is this amount that is going to bloat the amount to 2 billion cedis? There is clear demonstration that they don't take our issues as a priority. If they were prioritizing in the first place, it would have been captured in the budget. But because they always feel, oh, let's tell them this way, they will understand. Let's put them at this level, they will understand. And over the years, we have always been having patience. So anytime we want to take any industrial action, we have to apply brakes. But it looks like because we have been doing that for a very long time, our employers are now taking us for granted. Are they saying that 2 billion, let's even assume that it is true, that 2 billion is more expensive than the entire 35 million Ghanaians health? Is that what they want to say? So is it only nurses who should sacrifice for the entire country? Ministers, MPs, chief executives, and all others, are they not taking their allowance? So why should the nurse have to wait? And the nurse is not waiting with the team players that he is working with or she is working with. The nurse is waiting alone. While those in the health sector, which form the health team, to make it a complete composite to render quality health services to Ghanaians, they would be enjoying their own. But when it comes to the nurses, that one, it will set the budget off gear. We just feel we are not being treated fairly. And what he said, they have asked retired nurses and midwives to come and support. Those retired nurses went home paupers. They are battling with cardiovascular diseases, musculoskeletal diseases, which they are using their meager pension money to take care of themselves. The state is not taking care of them. They go through the same frustrations that other members of the public go through. So to say you are calling on retired nurses to come and work, the solution to the problem is, it made a proposal yesterday. Start the implementation now. At least, if there are arrears and you think you cannot pay, you can discuss that one later. But to tell us to wait till next year is not something that we will accept.
Have you costed the demands yourself, though? The government puts it at 2 billion. Are you saying it's too much or too less, the amount quoted by the government?
The amount quoted is too much.
What is your own figure that you're working with?
We're trying to do that because we didn't know that this thing will come. So this afternoon, I was trying to get the various categories. So when I did the uniform allowance, the uniform allowance, 1,000, it's just 120 million Ghana cedis. And that is one of the major expenditure, apart from the book and research allowance. But that is not also going to all nurses. It's just the nurse educated. The fuel allowance, that one is very difficult to quantify, but it is also for only the 3 top senior grades of the profession, and they are few. So let's take it that even if the fuel allowance per month is 2,000, the senior class, how many are they? That is the principal nursing officer, the deputy chief nursing officer, and chief nursing officer. Chief nursing officers, they are not up to 50. The deputy chiefs may be in their 100, and the principal nursing officers will be in their 100. If you put all of them together, they will not be more than 15,000. And then this one, I'm being very generous. So it is not true that such an amount.
Now, you said that 2 billion is not worth more than the lives of 35 million people. That may be true. But it is also true that if you do not factor an expenditure into your budget, you would be a reckless person if you went ahead to expend, even though it is not budgeted for. Are you asking, and they've explained that if they go ahead to do this expenditure, our targets that we have set, the reset agenda would be drowning. And so this is the best way to save it. As nurses, would you be able to perhaps also decide to say you're going to sacrifice this year so that next year you'll be put on this schedule and then we'll all be on the same footing?
Yeah, thank you very much, Umaru. We wish we could do that. But it's like we have done that over the years. Sometimes we just look at our patients and we relax. We don't push much. But this big insult, a proposal given to you, you fail to factor it into your budget, and you think we should take responsibility for that, and you think we should sacrifice for that. If we are going to do that, then it should cut across all public sector workers, all other people who are taking allowances. Stop the allowances, so that we will know that everybody is sacrificing, not only nurses. And some of the allowance the big people are taking. One category of allowance can pay through of our allowance to a young nurse or midwife. So the sacrifices shouldn't be shifted only to nurses.
Samuel Akogo is Vice President of Ghana Resident Nurses and Midwives Association. The strike hits its 7th or so day, if not 8th day. Yeah. And the casualties. Yesterday, there was an interview with the rep from the mortuary workers, and it was pretty serious. He said that they believe there'll be more deaths over the past week. Yeah, that's what they said. The way the Labour Commission is directing, we essentially want to serve the nurses, as you call substituted service, right? Because I think they had gotten an injunction which they could not serve on the nurses, so they say they have gone for a substituted service, which you are. What does
to apply to the court for that, and you must explain the basis for asking for the same. So you must have made all the efforts reasonably necessary to find the person targeted by the order, and you must have failed to reach the person after all those reasonable efforts. So then you go to the court to apply for a special way of serving. So you can go maybe post it on newspaper.
Yeah, so they say they have managed to get that. So technically that means that the strikers should take a decision on the basis of the injunction.
Yeah, but have they served them now through the substituted service?
No. So what yesterday during I don't know. I do not know.
Because the court must grant it. If it is granted, then you go ahead.
So we'll listen to the Labour Commission. They say they've secured it, but I don't know if they've served the people.
Okay.
So that suggests that the strike action has to be called off.
Yeah, so the law, to the best of my understanding, is that once you secure that and once you meet the requirements, right, you have to serve. In this case, it is no longer personal service. That would have been the case before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you put it in a newspaper, you go and put it on their notice board, as the case may be, per the terms of the order, then the other parties deemed to have been properly served.
Mm-hmm.
So then they would have been effectively restrained from doing the very thing the court says they should not be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? So what we need is whether they have been able to do the substituted service, and whether the nurses now are on notice that indeed ABCD has happened and that they are restrained at least for 10 days from doing what they have been told.
The government is saying that they are pleading to implement the agreement next year, and the workers want it this year. So that's where the standoff is. I was thinking there could be a middle ground, because we are in May, we are in June, right? Next year is another 6 months away. There's a mid-year budget. Couldn't they say, even though it's not in the 2025 budget, which was ready in March, they could find a way of putting it in the, I think they read that one in September or something.
So they do mid-year review.
When
normally, sometime June, July, it should normally take.
Could that not be the solution? So it's 50-50, right? You can implement some of it in the mid-year and then the rest next year. If the government, because the government now says we agree that you deserve this, but we can't start it now. Should that not be on the table?
I think that's a reasonable suggestion, and I heard the minority also advance that viewpoint yesterday.
Yeah.
My immediate concern is that why is it that this agreement was reached in May last year? Of course, there were issues with it.
There were some court cases
that
delayed this implementation.
The government, of course, was kicked out of office. But coming into office, this government inherited the liabilities and all the problems of the previous government, and they are seeking to do something about it. So one would have expected that from the very beginning, it ought to have reflected in this particular budget. So if that was not taken care of, then that would have been a problem.
But you know that the budget was also premised on we are already in the middle of an IMF program. You see, this is the thing we have to also know. In the IMF program, there are certain things already agreed. Specific percentages of deficits and things that you have already signed on to. So the first budget of this government was in the middle of that program. And there's very few degrees of freedom. So I think there are two things that you need to do. So yes, you have inherited an agreement, but you've also inherited an IMF program, which IMF program has specific targets that if, and I've not done the calculation, but they are saying that if they put some of these things in, it will throw the budget out of gear. So I think the suggestion is somewhere in the middle. The answer is somewhere in the middle. You can say the thing was agreed, but we can't do all, but you can do some.
You see, I agree with you, but I also want to point out the fact that, have you heard any of the former ministers complaining that they have not been paid their ex gratia, or people who have retired in the previous administration, or the parliamentary people, have they complained? Is it an issue?
If they did, don't come and tell us.
You see, there's a certain feeling.
Yeah, among the
and
nurses.
I believe that the nurses are legit. They hold that legitimate view that when it comes to a certain category of people, it is not an issue, right? Nobody complains that this thing is too much, right? But when it comes to people who are meeting difficult conditions in the workplace and who are subjecting themselves to these toils, it would seem that the government is almost always pussyfooting around those issues. And I believe that lack of, if you like, equality when it comes to, sharing the national cake is
driving this thing.
So if the government had come in and said that, look, in view of the difficult...
But again, my pushback is, these people you are referring to, who you say have not complained, have not been paid, they have not been given any new conditions. This is their existing...
normally they forward it.
What I'm saying is that the nurses have negotiated new conditions, which were not implemented as of last year. So you can say the new conditions came in December. It's not the same as saying somebody who is already entitled to something that it's not even been a discussion. Okay, former ministers, there's not been any new discussion about what they should be paid.
Because they don't share it with you.
But that's my point. Parliament approved it quietly.
Yes.
So it's not a controversy.
You see, it becomes a controversy, like you were reading.
It's already factored in, is it not?
That's what I'm saying, you see. So why is it that when the previous administration got you through Parliament, normally they do it midnight, right? We have not seen any outrage. Nobody is complaining about it. But we are complaining about the size of what allocations would have to make to the nurses.
Is the government that's complaining? We are not complaining. We have not complained about what the nurses will get.
I'm not complaining. But some people sent in messages yesterday and were complaining about what is this, the nurses are asking for too much. I don't think so. You have gone to sit at the table to make commitments. And sanctity of contracts requires that once you make a commitment, you must keep it.
But elections also have consequences. So you see, I'm saying that this is a balancing issue. You can have two statements which are both true.
Yes.
Not necessarily contradictory, but can run in parallel.
That's true.
So the fact that you've signed an agreement is correct. The fact that government is a consumer is correct. But the fact that you're also on an IMM program, which you also inherited, is also correct. And the fact that also ties you to certain things is also correct. And the fact that elections also have consequences is also correct. Now, I am saying that if both sides dig in and say, I'm standing by what I say I will do, we will not make progress.
That's true.
So I think the Labour Commission's point, and let's hear them now, saying, look, go and meet. And you and I have said that there should be halfway. Media budget is coming. You can say, okay, you are asking for this, it will cost 250 million or whatever amount. We can do half of that for the media and the rest of the half in the next year. I think we'll make some progress there. And I feel the next also reasonable. So let's listen to the Labour Commission lady, and then hopefully the government will tell us whether, because I think it's on the government side.
Yeah, because
they have to make an offer for the people to say, this offer, even though it's not full,
we will take it.
But if you simply the offer is unreasonable because the government is complaining that they want to keep the.
No, the offer says the government says next year.
That's challenging.
And the people say now. And I'm saying between now and next year is 6 months.
Yeah, because of the examples you cited, the IMF thing, they knew the IMF thing was involved before they signed the agreement.
Yeah, but it's a different government. That's what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't matter.
It matters. It matters.
When we do that,
No. Sky, a government can decide to discontinue an IMF program. Remember the previous government, when they won in 2016, they had the option of extending the IMF program. And Kenneth Rata said, no, he's not going to extend it. So what I'm saying is that Then the new government inherited both the nurses' conditions and the program.
Yes.
And those two may be opposite to each other. So that's why they have to make a decision. So you cannot say that because they inherited the budget, the nurses' allowance, they have to implement it to the letter. Because they can also say to you that on the basis of the information they have having taken over, it's not tenable.
The general position of the law is that you cannot vary the conditions of service of a person working for you to his detriment.
Yeah, but the conditions were not implemented. They were agreed.
It comes with certain exceptions.
You have agreed to a condition of service. You haven't implemented it yet. And you, the guy going out, has not implemented it yet. Now you know the information you got that made you agree to that. The new guy hasn't had that information. So he has inherited that.
It is the government of Ghana.
Yes, but the government of Ghana is also running a program, and that program to put certain things on you.
That government of Ghana program with the IMF was there as of the time that the government of Ghana was negotiating.
But the government of Ghana was represented by different people.
It does not matter.
It matters. If I am the general manager and I take a decision to sack Caleb, and you take over from me and realize that the decision I took was wrong, are you bound by my decision to continue sacking Caleb?
No,
you can say that on the basis of the information you have had. The reason you put leaders in a place is to use their judgment.
Bernard, if that is the case,
Sky, let's not overstretch. I'm saying that we've both agreed. Let's not make this a long argument. The Labour Commission has given us a way out. Let's listen to what they are saying and come back to the table. We could argue this the whole day. It won't lead us anywhere. So let's listen to Julia. What's the name? Poaouvi. Is that the name? Okay, Julia Poaouvi from the Labour Commission.
Okay.
They were served the Commission's directive to call off the strike with immediate effect, as well as to return to their respective facilities immediately, and to continue with engagement on the implementation of their collective agreement and report back to the Commission on the 25th of June 2025. However, they still went ahead to embark on a strike action or continue with their strike action. So we secured an interlocutory injunction on them to compel them to call off the strike with immediate effect, which wasn't done. Through our dispatch clerks, we have attempted serving them severally in person, but then we were able to reach them mostly through their WhatsApp contacts, which we serve them through WhatsApp as well, and on their notice boards. But then there were indications, or they indicated that they weren't served officially, so they were not going to call off the strike action. And that prompted the Commission to go to court for an order for substituted service, so that we can find another means of serving the interlocutory injunction on them, as well as to direct them to call off the strike with immediate effect, taking into consideration that they are an essential service. And it's very important that they call off the strike so that they can, first of all, appear before the negotiation table to discuss how to go about the implementation of the collective agreement, as well as to attend to the Ghanaian workers who seek medical services at their respective facilities.
Do you suspect that the nurses deliberately avoided you in trying to serve this injunction on them?
There are some school of thought that believe that it may have been a deliberate attempt to avoid us having a direct contact with them. But then, as it stands, we cannot speculate the reason why that has been done so far. But our duty is to make sure that there is a peaceful, harmonious and industrial relations environment, and we will do so by complying with the laws of the country and undertaking certain legal procedures. If that would ensure that we maintain a peaceful and harmonious industrial relations environment, which we have done to ensure. So by this order for substituted service, which we have served them through their WhatsApp numbers, that is the President of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, as well as the General Secretary's line, as well as the office premises, we have served them. And through the media as well, we believe we have been able to serve them and serve them appropriately. So the expectation is that they will call off their strike action with immediate effect. That is the expectation.
There's the argument that this injunction does not address the root cause of this strike. You're talking about conditions of service. How is the Commission dealing with this substantive issue of conditions of service?
All right. As you are aware, the Commission is an adjudicating body, And then when the union first wrote to the commission on their intention to embark on a strike action, the commission invited parties to appear before it so that they can go into the matter and then make a determination on it. However, unfortunately for us, they were unable to appear before the commission, so the commission could not go into the matter. And that is of no fault of ours. So that is where we are, and we expect, and the commission has directed their employers to engage with them on the implementation of the collective agreement. So that is what we are. That is what we know that the employer is engaging with them currently on the implementation of their collective agreement. Okay. And they are meant to report back to the commission on the 25th. So on 25th, we'll get a status report on the level of engagement and maybe timelines for the implementation of the collective agreement.
All right, that was the Assistant PR Officer for NLC, Julia Puawuvi. Here are some reactions. So, Kida, we've gotten some nurses send messages, not very happy with the situation that is, or the offer of government. Just read a few of the reactions.
Good morning, Bernard. Trust you're well. The government's posture on the ongoing nurses' strike is very disheartening. Our demands are not so huge that it will cripple the economy. Yet, he is very much entitled to rent, fuel, entertainment, houseboy, rent allowance, and a V8 in addition to security guard. As a graduate with masters as well, my salary is 4,600. So imagine those under me. The waiver we used to enjoy, the same government took it away from us. And I remember I raised this issue some time ago.
Okay, what waiver is this?
This is the vehicles. When they import vehicles, they don't have to pay some import duties and all those things.
So the government took it away?
The government, this very one.
This particular one?
This particular one, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask yourself, what better cars can we import? Very simple ones, because fuel and maintenance will be our problem. Now, they have the free will to import luxurious cars, and yet fuel and maintenance will never be an issue. Which better schools can our children afford? Now, nurses are doing side jobs so they can afford a decent home. Most nurses are on loans, so their salaries are always being slashed. Is it a crime to be a nurse? Now, you can understand the frustration that is sometimes inadvertently shifted to patients.
No, he's asking a question.
Now, can you understand the frustration that is sometimes inadvertently shifted to patients? I personally know nurses who have left the profession and ventured into other businesses. Now, Ghanaian nurses are going to Saudi Arabia because the money is good. Why? Nurses bleed too. When I had my children in Kolebu, I bought my medicines and paid for the CS. The only thing was that the nurse director waived off the bed fees because I was a staff.
Wow. The person has attached their pay slip. Charlie, people make what? And giving a breakdown of how they spend the money. You know, 4,600 cedis, 1,000 cedis saved to the bank, tithe, utility bills, 500 for Susu at work. The rest take care of home unforeseen contingencies. Charlie, so now nurses are doing side hustles. A few more comments on the situation, if you can read some of them.
So this one says, even though we sympathize with the nurses, asking for all these allowances would just be too outrageous. Why are they the only workers in Ghana? Oh, don't say that. Some teachers have worked for 20 plus years and their take-home salary is far less than what nurses take. And the nurses say what? Please.
Hey.
So if you like,
can I say something to him? The teachers should also be getting those same benefits. That's how some of us feel.
So it shouldn't be a breeze to the bottom.
It shouldn't be, exactly. Okay,
like because we are not getting it, we shouldn't get it.
Teachers should also get it. Well, some of us don't have a problem
and
with
I'm
that.
actually told that all of this coming from a single spine.
Salary structure.
I'm told the doctors got theirs in 2023. Single spine has been with us since 2006 or something. So there's also been a lot of kicking the can down the road by successive governments, which has brought us where we are. Anyway.
Okay, more comments. This one says, there's nothing absurd here. Let the executive, legislature, the judiciary cancel their allowances and stand with the nurses. They are all public servants, aren't they? This one says,
that one.
You like that one? This one says, men and team. The deputy finance minister said the nurses should agree so the government implements the ones that they can implement next year, meaning they do not want to implement everything. They should use the media review to implement everything. After all, President Mahama said we have saved the country some 150 billion Ghana cedis due to the exchange rate appreciation. It's coming in from Rick and Rage, who is giving it to the system. This one is from Emmanuel in Douna, Okla, and he says that Bernard and team, please check the basic salary of a government-appointed PRO and that of a principal senior nursing officer. You'll find out that there's a huge difference. Is this the Ghana we want to build? The political class doesn't want the gap to be bridged. Oh, it's okay. How much is a PRO of these institutions? How much?
The person didn't provide information.
Yeah, so please, if you have that information, provide it so we can know how much they are earning and compare that. Bernardi,
yes.
One of the issues in this nurses strike matter is that the conditions of service of the other health workers agreed upon before theirs has taken. Okay, it was agreed upon before theirs has taken forth. I therefore agree with your suggestion. Put the implementation in the media budget and let's move forward. The nurses must return to work. Yeah, so more comments have come in.
But we are talking negotiation, right? So yesterday when I saw the Minister of Health was addressing the nation from the Jubilee House, the Deputy Finance Minister was there, Government Communications Minister was there, I was expecting to hear some, meeting the nurses halfway. From what I heard, where they went on to appeal to retired nurses to come back and assist, if I were a nurse, I wouldn't be convinced. I feel that the government should come with something substantial and let the nurses know that, look, we are in dire straits. That's true. Remember what the president did when he had to meet the leaders of the TUC. If you're saying that financially we are in a difficult position, that's true. But you need to make an offer to the nurses that's reasonable. If you just say that we can only do this in 2016, indeed, 2026, I beg your pardon, that's some 6 months away, that's true. But the nurses are saying that they feel that for a long time this has delayed and they've been able to get an agreement as of last year. And they have allowed you space to constitute your government. They've allowed you space to put together your budget. And while you were putting your budget together, they were engaging you with these agreements that were already sealed from last year. So if you miss that in your budget, and by the 6th month, now that you have your finance minister, you have your health minister and all of that, they are telling you that this is the time for you to do something for them. I think the best way is not to come and tell us that they should think about their mothers and their sisters who are going to the hospital who need help. That's not the argument. The people say that they need bread, they need their money, butter. So go and tell them something better.
Okay, that's your view. For me, I think the appeal to people to come and help is not necessarily out of place, because don't forget the
retiring nurses.
Yes, the Labour Commission they are not saying they are a permanent replacement for nurses. They are saying that in the meantime, because of the Labour Commission's, and you are a lawyer, okay, I'm sure if the people are safe, the strike action has to be called off.
Yes,
if the strike action is so basically maybe a couple of days, right? If it's called off, and in certain jurisdictions, strike actions are also timed, because you have to also consider the overall public good.
Which is true.
So we do understand that people need to be paid, but you also cannot grind the system to a halt on the basis that you understand, because the damage that will cause also too much. So we have to balance issues.
Yeah, the
so
feeling
if you say that in the interim, older people should come and help. I mean,
some may consider that unfair labor practice. So you engineer the problem, and when we protest, you go bring back retirees.
But how are you saying that the government should sit down?
Are they not concerned about the plight of today?
So are you saying that the government should also sit down for people to be dying if they can get help from places?
So a responsible situation would have called for what? Engaging the people that look. This is a national kitty. This is our pay. Look at what we are doing to sacrifice. We think that you can also meet us halfway. I think there should be that engagement, but we should see leadership from the government itself.
But Sky, while they are on strike though, will they get paid for the time they are home?
Of course, they have to be paid.
Yeah, I think that's part of the way the system is, which is why the strike cannot be in perpetuity. No. Yeah, because you can also strike for a period to make a point.
Let us know.
And then you go back to work, and then the fact that there's a threat of another strike can force the government to work. So you also need to streamline these things, because if you have a strike in perpetuity, that also because see, guys, you listen to somebody who called yesterday from the Volta region or 2 days ago that their child was supposed to be put in a new they call it a NICU.
NICU, yeah.
And the doctors didn't know what to do, because the nurses were not there. Yeah. So you can support the nurses' cause, but also ask for reason. That's just because if correct. The thing continues, it's the poor who suffer.
That's correct.
You get it? So it's not.
But the government has the power to deal with this matter. You see, every time we keep saying that, the nurses, teachers, you consider the people. Yes, of course, I'm really alarmed by what's happening in the hospitals. I feel the pain because I send my people to the hospitals and I know that what they go through. And when the nurses are not there, I know what they go througugh. But I'm also concerned about the conditions of the nurses. Yeah. And I see the lives that politicians are living.
So maybe then government...
That's very important.
So you cannot be saying that, as for the nurses, you keep sacrificing. No. Meanwhile, you are not sacrificing. Have you seen the new vehicles they have released?
What we are saying is that the government has the ball in its court to make an offer which will be reasonable for everybody to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next year thing, the nurses say they won't listen to it. I am saying that there's a middle way. You can say to them, let's sit down and calculate how much it will cost so that we are because you see, if you also put a figure like 2 billion out there and the nurses if it's not correct, so maybe you can say in your next negotiation, let's all agree on the number of people who will be benefiting from this and how much it will cost. Now, if we see that amount, we can all sit together and look at the budget and say, okay, let's assume it's 500 million cedis. We may be able to point out to you where you can get 300 million to give to us upfront, and then the 200 will take it later. Do you get that? I remember when people were calling, I think there was a certain advocacy for the government to stop the haircuts.
Yeah.
Now, the group of bondholders, they actually did a calculation and sent it to the government. They said, government, you are saying you don't have money to pay us. These are the places you can go to get money, so you don't need to give us the haircut. I remember that job they did, Senyo Hosi and Co. So I believe that there should be space for such engagement.
Somebody is saying, you say you've saved 150,000.
So sit together and then say, okay, you may not be able to pay the full thing immediately, but there's a media review coming. If you can commit to putting some of that in the media review, I'm sure the nurses may accept it.
And just to touch on what you said, I just want to give an example that in the UK, when there's a strike, it's communicated months in advance. Train drivers, we are striking for 3 days. These are the lines affected.
Exactly.
Everyone knows. So everyone makes alternative plans. Yeah. So I'm just saying that I understand the nurses, but Bernard has a point that sometimes an indefinite strike to sometimes.
Reckless.
Yeah,
particularly because we've understood their issue and and to be fair, the media for the past 3 days is the only topic I've discussed on this show, right? So it's not like the public is also not aware of their plight. The media has been giving them a lot of mileage. So, and that also gives pressure to the government, which is why yesterday 3 ministers came on the press. This thing. So I am saying that it's still the government. The Labour Commissioners meet. So have a meeting this week and then improve the offer. Okay, improve the offer to the nurses and say, okay, we may not be able to do the whole thing. First and foremost, let's all agree on the facts. Because the idea of 2 billion and what the nurses are saying is a way of agree on the facts or get an independent person to analyze and say, okay, based on what the nurses are demanding, this is the amount to cost. Okay, I think sometimes in Ghana we shout across the table and we don't really talk to each other. Because Caleb, if you and I have a problem and I sit and I listen to you carefully, and you also listen to me carefully, chances are that we can make impact. But I think sometimes maybe the media is also part. They will report it. Okay, the government says this, the nurses say this, so we are just throwing the two things out. I'm coming. Hold on.
The media is not that.
No, I'm not saying
it's the government Caleb, and the people who are doing that.
I know. I'm saying that generally conversations in Ghana. I'm not saying this one. Generally, conversations in Ghana are reported as Susu said this, Caleb said this, Susu said this, Caleb said this. Maybe the work of is okay. Sky says, I understand what Susu is saying, I understand what Caleb is saying. Of the 5 things Susu is saying, Caleb and Susu, you agree on 3. It's 2 that you understand. We are supposed to bring the issues together. We're a platform for compromise and conversation, but sometimes we just report the two extreme
sides. If I'm talking to the president of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, for example, and she says that, the government said ABCD, it's a lie, they are lying, and she uses such things, and the government also comes to say, we didn't agree on this. Sometimes it's difficult to even moderate some of the language that people use and all of that. And our job really is to also, amplify the situation. We are letting people know how the patients are feeling, how the impact of this is grinding. We've let people know, the mortuary workers are letting us know that they are getting overwhelmed, inundated by what is going on. And for reasonable people to also look and judge, and for the government to also see the impact of this, we are letting the nurses also know that we feel their pain, we understand their concerns, but they should let reason prevail.
Yeah, Sky, if you listen to Sanda yesterday, he tried. You see, what I'm saying is that journalism must provide a forum for public criticism and compromise. That's what I'm saying. That's the principle I'm working with. So I'm saying that, and I'm not blaming the media for this. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that generally in Ghana, we usually report the two extremes. So we don't really have conversations. And when people start talking in a room, they will usually agree on some things. So, for example, yesterday, the government went to hold a press conference. There was no nurse there, and they won't say what they will say. The nurses too will go and do a press conference and say what they will say. I'm saying that if those two people sit in one room, and the doctors put their own on, nurses put their own on the table, there will be definitely some areas of agreement. You get it? For example, we can all agree on how much it will cost government. As we sit here, we all don't know. And that's not correct, because you cannot have a discussion around this on the basis of a figure government has thrown out, which the nurses dispute. So a starting point could be an independent analysis of how much this will cost as a starting point. Number two, an independent view of government's financials. Whether the government's claim that this will throw them out of gear is actually borne by the facts. So, for example, if the amount is 500 million, will 500 million really throw the economy out of gear? Do you understand? So, if we are looking for truth, we'll get to some, but it looks like everybody just wants to state their version of the facts. And sometimes we don't help. I'm not saying it's a media creation, please. There's not a media creation. I beg
That's fine. In the meantime, the medical workers who are within the security setup now, would they get an extra? Because now all the work is on them. And it means that the government must also prioritize these security hospitals, because when the others are on strike, they don't go on strike. So they're overwhelmed.
Well, that's an interesting angle, which I believe the government will consider. We have to move to the next topic.
My understanding is that the nurses say they are malleable. They are open to phased implementation.
Correct.
What the government is seeking to do is to say that, look, we are not happy with the content of the agreement.
Because
therefore, so we want to vary it.
So the nurses are willing to...
Yeah, so you commit to what we have signed. But you are at liberty to agree with us that let's face the implementation. So pay some.
But government said we'll pay next year.
No, they are saying that even the content of the thing, they think that some of them should not even be there.
But when I listened to the minister, he said that they will pay next year. That's what he said. He didn't say anything about the content.
No.
I mean, when I heard, Akando didn't say anything about the content. He said that they agree that NES has entitled to this, but they will pay it next year. That's what he said.
I think you should go. I think you should play back. I think one of the. I think it must have been the deputy.
Well, I know what I heard. You know what I heard. Whatever. Anyway, we just leave
that some of the things should not be there. That was
I didn't hear that anyway.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Imagine waking up to serenity every day, surrounded by nature's beauty and luxury at your fingertips in a gated estate you can be proud to call your home. Welcome to Western Villas, located at Ai Mensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. At Western Villas, each home is a masterpiece, designed with precision and love. From swimming pool, gym, playground, beautiful landscaped gardens and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat.
We also have executive plots for sale at McCarthy Hill, strategically located and offer unparalleled views, easy access to amenities, and endless possibilities for executive living. With just 5% deposit, you can reserve your space. Contact us today to learn more about our luxury homes at IE Mensa or executive plots at McCarthy Hill. Call us now on 0536 502295 or visit www.westernvillas.com for more information.
Get ready for more. More goals, more drama, more nail-biting edge of your seat. Oh my word, did you see that? 32 teams, 63 matches, one unmissable tournament. The all-new FIFA Club World Cup on SuperSport.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast to spread it, it's still on point. Watch it spread it all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch it spread, it's still on point. For your bread, it's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy delicious, it's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
On the go, night or day. BBL up is the easiest way. Bank secure, bank with ease. Right at your fingertips, bank is a breeze. BBL app making banking so clear. Anytime, anywhere we're here. Safe, secure, banking for you. BBL app, simple and true.
Welcome to the future of banking. The Prudential Bank mobile app. Bank secure anytime. Right from your phone. Access your accounts 24/7. Perform instant transactions. Pay bills. Link mobile money wallets. Scan and pay with GHQR. Manage your cards. Make seamless GIP interbank transfers. All with ease. No more banking hours. Take control and app your banking. Experience simple, secure and convenient banking. Download the PBL mobile app now. PBL mobile app. App your banking.
Happy Father's Day. This Father's Day, celebrate the strength, wisdom, and warmth of Dad with a well-deserved escape to Pitwasi Valley Resort. Enjoy exclusive discounts on our luxurious rooms and pamper him with tailored spa treatments for total relaxation. Top up the experience with our special Father's Day lunch buffet at the Baobab Restaurant while you enjoy classic tunes from our live band with good vibes for the whole family. For reservations, call 0540-125-555 or 0540-125-554. Pitwasi Valley Resort. Live life. Happy Father's Day to you.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's week 2 of the 2025 City Business Festival here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. It's a week we are going heavy on agriculture. Welcome, this is another edition of our Honors series. I am Ni Latte. Today we are looking at the issue of financing your agribusiness. How do you get the right form of financing for your agribusiness venture or idea? And how do you also contribute meaningfully to food production and the larger economy? We've got the answers to all these questions right here on the Honors series. Don't go away. The Honors series and the City Business Festival 2025 is proudly brought to you by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. We are sponsored by Absa Bank Ghana Limited, MTN Ghana Limited, and Zondatech. Today, our guest helping with the discussion is William Neti. He's head of agribusiness at Absa Bank Ghana. William, thank you for joining us. Good to see you this year again.
Good to see you, and thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
I see. And how is the industry treating you?
It's been on and off, but it's very fine.
I see. Last year you were right here, right?
Yes,
with
I
us
was.
on the Citi Business Festival, talking about something similar.
Exactly.
I see. So are you able to provide an assessment between last year and now? How are things in the industry? Have things improved? Are there changes, or they are pretty much the same? In fact, is there hope for the agri sector at all?
There's always hope. We just can't lose hope in this country. The agri-space is faced with a number of challenges which we mentioned, but we can't focus always on challenges. How do we resolve them? How do we get going to improve the lives of those within the rural sector and also those within the agri-space and also the economy as a whole? There have been wins and losses. When you look at last year, for instance, a lot of the commodities, or a number of them, were hit by low prices on the world market. So when you look at soya, and so it really affected those who are on the trading side and marketing, and so they didn't make a lot of money, and some are even keeping their stock up till now just to see if prices would go up. And along the line, prices of maize were also stable and not really high. And so it's not allowing those within the production sector to enjoy the windfalls that they usually do.
Interesting revelations right there. But in setting the context and also beginning on this broad picture, how different, if I ask, is agri-financing strategies from other sectors of the economy, for example, real estate or whatever you can think about?
Right. So, I mean, with within the agri sector, we are talking about life forms. You are planting the seed, it will grow into a plant. It can die along the line. So the risks are we are faced with certain risks, and we need to mitigate them. So along those lines, those within the sector have been looking at the best ways in mitigating this risk. And I mean, we use various forms of risk mitigation. We use some kind of improved technology to see if we can mitigate these risks so that production levels and yields would go up, and that would bring a lot more benefits.
So we're talking about how to the risk, the agri sector later on the show. But back to the issue of financing. When it comes to financing of agri-businesses, what are we looking at? Is it production? Is it distribution? Is it export? Or even packaging? Or even value addition, if I may add that? Which areas of interest do banks really look at?
Well, the banks look at the whole value chain. You see, the value chain starting from the input dealers who deal with the seed, the fertilizers.
So basically across all the sectors you can provide
across
financing.
all the sectors, across all the chain, along the chain actually, if we say. So from the input dealers, we go to the production, we move on to the aggregation. In Ghana, most of the production is done on small scale. A lot of farmers doing small volumes. So it requires that people put it together before it's moved on to the next, which is maybe the export or the value addition point. So along the chain, financing institutions look at all that. Also are those that supporting agencies that look at transportation, packaging, and all the others to make the value chain work.
You had mentioned that smallholder farmers are the core of agri-business in the country. But do banks give them the kind of support that they need, or it's all about the medium and large scale agri-business enterprises?
It cannot be, because you don't find many of them. So it's also for you to reach out to these smallholder farmers. And for us at ABSA Bank, we want to see people's stories change. Okay, we talk about your story matters. And so we are looking at how we can reach out to these smallholder farmers. In any case, we are not everywhere in the country, and so we find various means of reaching out, and we use various financial institutions or input dealers or value chain actors closer to these farmers, and that really helps to reach out to them.
I see. And so do you also look at all the production lines, let's say livestock, crops? Can you explain that, or there are no-go areas for, agri financing, or everything can be put in the box?
Well,
because you had mentioned that there are risks sometimes.
Yes.
So what are the areas that you do not venture at all?
So let me look at where we venture, where, so the crops that we are very comfortable with, and Ghana has, comparative advantage in producing. So like the maize, the soya, the rice. I mean, people would say that in Ghana, whatever seed you put to the ground, it would grow.
It will grow.
Yeah, so that in itself helps. But also we've learned a bit about certain crops, the oil palm industry.
Are you able to specify more? Yeah.
Oh, yes. So we do the oil palm, we do cashew, we do the northern crops like the sorghum and a few millet on a smaller scale. But sorghum, because of the commercial value that it has, it allows for people to go into that. And we are able to support them, sometimes based on the contracts that come with it. So for like sorghum, you realize that there are companies that look at processing. And so on the back of those contracts that they give individual farmers, we are able to put them together and then finance them. We look at soya, which is a major part of the poultry industry. We look at that, and then also maize, which is taken by everyone.
I see. So if I ask you to paint a picture of the production volumes, are you able to put some figures to it so that we have a good sense of how the agri sector is faring?
Well, I mean, the production generally is not on the very high in Ghana.
Why so?
We say that for maize, for instance, we are almost like self-sufficient. But there are times that the volumes, last year, for instance, there was a drought period, a dry spell. So production went low. We had to import some maize to beef up what we have. And so the numbers keep fluctuating, and it's difficult to know exactly where to pin it.
Okay.
We do, soya, it's also resilient to drought sometimes, but when it's hit by an issue like the drought, it can affect.
But what about livestock, for example?
Livestock is one that Ghana has not done too well, and I think that we need to put in place measures to improve that. A lot of it has come from, out of from the Sahelian region, and so we usually would go by. But we would finance livestock if you are very certain about, maybe where the offtake is. Poultry, poultry is a very simple one to do, guinea fowl. But when it comes to the small, the goat, sheep, we don't do too well with that. I don't know what we can attribute that to, but we've not done too well.
Interesting. So in terms of practicalizing this whole foundation that you've laid, what do you look out for when it comes to agri entrepreneurship? If somebody walks up to you as a financial institution that, look, I have this idea, I have this venture, but I'm not having the financial muscle to carry out with that particular farming activity or production activity, what do you look out for, and what kind of support do you give these, enterprises who come to you?
All right. We look at who is behind the business. So I'll put it in two forms: whether the person is already doing the business. So if it's the person is already doing the business, who is behind it? What is the knowledge skill? Okay, has he done it before, and how long has he done it? What has been the turnout of what he has done? We'll look at yields over the years. We'll look at where they are getting their seed, whether there's a water source, and all these help us to form an idea of whether the person is able to produce and to get the yields that are required. And that would also inform how much they get. And what they get can be in two forms. You can get a working capital to continue what you are doing, or you can get a capex that will allow you to do some expenditure and do some investments that would move you to the next level. If the person is a startup, then that's where we do the guidance as to how to go about it. There's the need, in fact, when you are going into agriculture, the most important thing to look out for is the marketing. The marketing is critical, because at the end of the day, when you've got your produce, where do you sell? Who is buying? The produce that you have, is it meeting the market? And if not, then you may be put your money at risk. So we want to look at that. We want to see whether you have the resources in terms of you have sited the land, whether there's water, so all these factors come into play for us to make a determination of whether to support you. But generally, when you come with an idea like that, we want to help you to go through on a smaller scale and build it up, unless there's investments coming from somewhere to start it.
So it's not just about giving you the money, go and use it for whatever I want to use it for, and later come and account for it.
Yes.
I see. So you try to build them up,
yes,
gradually,
training
for them to.
We do have some trainings that ABSA has a collaboration with Mastercard Foundation that allows us to offer training. So we bring some of these people together. We do on-field visits and then do some trainings just for the people to get an understanding, a deeper understanding of the business they are going into, and then we get the benefits.
So do you also consider eligibility criteria like, for example, it's a woman-led, enterprise.
Right.
It's an enterprise that is in the northern part of the country or southern part of the country. What are the risks thereof? Right. It's a new company. Is it getting support from any other area or financial institution? Do you look at all these areas?
All these things come into play. They are very important. I mean, for the relationship that we have, and which I've mentioned, we focus on women and youth. Okay, over the past 5 years, we've given out money to the tune of about 130 million to these, just the women and youth sectors. That we want to build that area, because you are very certain that for women, once they take a facility, they do very well to pay. And then the youth are also becoming very aggressive, very, they look into things more deeply and want to, if they are going to agriculture, they want to do it the right way. And so we focus on that. We look at the north as well, because of the vast lands available there and the level of production. But you also note that there are risks associated with those areas because of the dry spells. So you take that into consideration and make sure that the funding is made available at the right time for them to be able to produce.
I see. This is still the honor series of the 2025 Citi Business Festival. We are talking to William Neti. He is head of Agri-business at Absa Bank Ghana Limited. We are looking at the issue or subject matter of financing your agri-business. He's laid a foundation for us, telling us about the dynamics when it comes to agricultural financing. We are not done. We are taking a breather. When we come back, you hear him talk about risk. We look at how to de-risk the sector, and also look at how you can get that financing option right if you really want to take your agribusiness enterprise to the next level. I'm Neil Atilati. Do stay with us. Welcome back. This is still the honor series of the 2025 Citi Business Festival. It's week 2, talking about agriculture. Our topic for today is financing your agribusiness. The Citi Business Festival is sponsored by Absa Bank Ghana Limited, MTN Ghana Limited, as well as Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. William Neti, head of agribusiness at Absa Bank Ghana, is still with us here in studio. So, Mr. Neti, before we went on that break, you were talking about how risky, the agricultural sector is because of, the dynamics when it comes to, lending and all that. So let's really look into the issue of lending. So, for example, you get to hear a lot of farmers saying that getting access to funds is really difficult. Why is that the case?
All right. So, let me make a statement that agri, from what we have seen in our books, is not as risky as it's made to look like. We have not seen the defaults that others have mentioned because of the way it's also been done. Having a better understanding of the sector and then meeting the needs of the players at the right time. There are risks, like you mentioned, but we can't just focus on that alone. We see how best we can work with all these.
I see. So my next question to you will be that how do we find innovative ways of, unlocking a lot more of capital into the agricultural sector? For example, are there financing models that we are looking at? Are there innovative ways that we can, institute to ensure that there is a lot more of funds into the agri sector?
Right. So as I mentioned, because a lot of our farmers and dealers are in smaller production, we tend to put them together and then get a lead for them that would front and then be able to reach out to them. We also use financial institutions that are closer to them just to make sure that these financing can be targeted at these farmers. The major problem with financing agriculture also is the interest rates that
I was just about coming to that.
They would complain about, and we get into partnerships. We look at, like I mentioned earlier, guarantees that would help us to mitigate the risk and then be able to lend. If we are to lend to agri-businesses at the interest rates that are in the market, we would tend.
Are you able to talk about the issue of repayment challenges, for example? Are there challenges of that nature, and how do you deal with them?
Largely, like I mentioned, we've not seen too many of those, and they may arise, like I mentioned earlier, based on the issues that arise on the market. Because once you produce, you have to sell to get back your money to pay the loan. Some of the instances have been a reduction on the world market price, a reduction of prices generally. We've seen the Citi become stronger, and so those who are exporting and expecting, certain amount would not come. And so we work with clients every time, and we are monitoring the situation. We get to them, make sure that we understand where they are going, and if there's the need for some restructuring, there's the need for some adjustment to allow them a bit of time. The bank also is able to do that. Working closely with the agribusiness actors in these times is critical, and that helps us to reduce our losses. And
it's good you've mentioned the areas that banks look at when it comes to lending, but what about the person approaching you? What things might that person get right in order to get the financing he or she is looking for? I know documentation will be one of the major issues.
It is the
it's the number one.
It's the number one issue, and we've always had challenges. And and agribusinesses, once they hit the road, they are getting onto their farms. Their concentration is on what they are doing, out there, and so we don't tend to get the documentation as required. But that is where we also put in some trainings and measures to ensure that these can be reduced. Working with them. In fact, for us, we have even business advisors that we can call on to even support some of these agribusinesses in putting their books together, and that helps a lot. Also, the farmers or the agribusinesses would require some knowledge of the business they are doing, would require knowledge of marketing, and all these things are important. In fact, if you don't have the skill, you can buy it. You can get an agri-business person, you can get a marketing person, you can get a finance person to support the business, and all these would come in to help make the business more appealing to the financial institutions.
Do you know some interesting facts when it comes to lending from financial institutions? A lot of people say that banks are very aggressive. They will say all the good things, but when it comes to repayments and you are facing challenges, they will not let you have your way. Why should anyone consider a financial institution as the best option when it comes to lending? You should be sharing the good news with them. That environment is very friendly.
It is friendly, and we also don't shy away to say that there are other forms of raising capital. It's not only the financial institution. So you can go into equity, sharing the business with someone who brings in some funds. You can look for grants and other things. And these are necessary at certain stages of the business. So it is not always right to get up and say that I'm starting a business and I need a loan. And so you run to a financial institution, put pressure, and then maybe you get a loan, and then it becomes a problem for you. So there are other means of getting the business started until it gets to a point where it is stabilizing. The financial institution would be interested in your business for it to grow, because when it grows, the financial institutions get bigger. But if we don't look at these things and you get the funding, okay, and then it becomes a challenge. The financial institution is a good place to come when you are getting to, certain stage, a growth stage, where you need some working capital. Let's inject them. You've looked at your numbers. You realize that, if I'm able to produce at this level, at this price, and sell it, able to produce and sell it at this price, I should be able to make enough margins to pay the loan and then to get something on the back of that. And that is where we are happy and willing to support the business.
On that happy note and willingness to support the business, share with us any success story, any business that came to you for support that was able to turn around its fortunes in the agricultural sector. There are a lot.
We have a lot. We have a lot, and we see, your story matters. So
indeed.
We've seen businesses that we started with them from when they came to us. We were giving them 200,000.
Wow.
And that's a few years ago. Let's say 4 years ago. Now,
so what's the minimum someone can get and the maximum?
Let me finish that one. Now that same client that we gave 200,000. Now we are giving about 8 million, 9 million to this. You can see the growth that has taken place over the years. So we have the stories, we have the people that we are building gradually. And like I said, if you get into a space of difficulty, the bank would put pressure on you to pay back because the money doesn't belong to the bank. It belongs to, stakeholders who have contributed. But would also be willing to help you to go through that period. How much we are able to give under our collaboration, we are able to give as low as 30,000, 50,000, and then for those bigger businesses, the limit is endless.
All right, the limit is endless. The concluding words of William Nete, head of Agri-business at Absa Bank Ghana Limited, speaking to us here on financing your agribusiness as part of the honor series of the 2025 Citi Business Festival, right here on 97.3 Citi FM as well as Channel 1 TV. We are sponsored by Absa Bank Ghana Limited, MTN Ghana Limited, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. I am Neil Latte. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you some other time within the week.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
For more.
Get ready for more. More goals, more drama, more nail-biting edge of your seat. Oh my word, did you see that? 32 teams, 63 matches, one unmissable tournament. The all-new FIFA Club World Cup on SuperSport.
Happy Father's Day. This Father's Day, celebrate the strength, wisdom, and warmth of Dad with a well-deserved escape to Pitwasi Valley Resort. Enjoy exclusive discounts on our luxurious rooms and pamper him with tailored spa treatments for total relaxation. Top up the experience with our special Father's Day lunch buffet at the Baobab Restaurant while you enjoy classic tunes from our live band with good vibes for the whole family. For reservations, call 0540-125-555 or 0540-125-554. Pitwasi Valley Resort. Live life. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Mugugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534.
Human resource is crucial for Ghana's development. The Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana presents CIHRM 2025 Conference under the theme Regulating HRM in Ghana, Standards, Ethics and Sustainability. Date 18th to 19th June 2025. Venue Alisa Hotel, Northridge, Accra. Conference fees: members 3,200 Ghana cedis, non-members 4,000 Ghana cedis, student members 2,000 Ghana cedis. For sponsorship, partnerships, special discounts, call 024-327-8694 or 020-811-2644 today. Sponsors: GCB, VRA, Gridco, NPA, Ghana Airports, We Power Authority. Media partners: Channel 1 TV and Citi FM. CIHRM 2025 Conference, transforming work and workplaces. Be there.
Charlie, where are you?
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Massa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So it's 9:42 City Breakfast Show. That was the honor series for today, brought to you by Absa Bank and MTN and Zonda Tech.
Yeah. Now, if you're looking for a little more in life without spending more, I get it. Every city counts. That's why I want to share something really that has made a difference for me with you. The Absa Abapa account is designed for people like us, those who work hard and deserve more for less. Here's what I get with my Absa Abapa account: a free GH link card, access to loans up to 50,000 Ghana cedis when I need help, high interest rates on savings, free SMS alerts to track every peso I spend, seamless mobile and online banking, so much more. The best part is it's simple to open. So join the Absa Abapa account now. Open one and you're good to go. T's and C's apply. Your story matters. Absa. So get ready for a game changer, SMEs. We're introducing Yellow Biz, a new multi-service bundle with everything you need for a smarter business solution. 4G plus router with 10 gigabyte of free data, Microsoft Office 365 genuine Microsoft applications. There's the WebWiz, Unicom service, and so much more. And you need all these for a good business. So MTN Yellow Biz is your business partner. Gain access to advanced productivity tools and powerful online presence. Call 100 or 0244 38111. The email is mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Bolt Food is definitely the number one option for the delivery of your favorite meals from your favorite restaurants. Mr. Wu's Combo and Wu's Superstar only on Bolt Foods. Enjoy assorted fried rice and a Coke for only 103 cedis, and get Wu on wheels with assorted fried rice, 2 spring rolls and a Coke for just 127. Wu chopsticks and assorted noodles, spring rolls and a Coke for 131 cedis, and assorted noodles with Coke for just 107. These meals are exclusively available on Bolt Foods. Don't miss out. Download the Bolt Food app today and enjoy. Celebrate the king in your life this Father's Day at the Africa Regent Hotel. Treat Dad to an unforgettable experience filled with style, taste, and heartfelt moments. Sunday, 15 June, Father's Day brunch from 12 noon to 4 p.m. at Mutia Restaurant. Enjoy a flavorful buffet with live music by Christ the King Angelic Choir at 770 cedis per person. Book our exclusive Father's Day weekend package at 3,340 per night. And enjoy club room for 2 welcome drinks, breakfast and dinner buffet. Late checkout at 2 p.m. valid from 13 to 15 June. Call 0302 765 180. The African Regent, simply Afropolitan. Are you an entrepreneur looking for meaningful business ownership opportunities? Do you have a dream to provide water in a more sustainable way? Worry no more. Partner with Jibu through our franchise network. With 50,000 cedis, you can receive the equipment, training, and support needed to launch your own business. Purifying and selling affordable, refillable drinking water. Let the dream become a reality. We have an exciting offer for new customers and businesses. We provide free bottles and dispenser machines for corporate businesses. Want to start selling and be a smart seller? You can become a Jibu distributor or reseller in your area. For orders and inquiries, visit our website www.jibuco.com/gh or call 0302 528 669 or 0209 845 817. Jibu, a better life. All right, let's talk briefly about Mpox before I do my next interview, which is quite an interesting proposition coming up. A business card like no other. I'll be speaking to CS Consult on that shortly.
Okay, now for the Mpox, it's similar to chickenpox, but they are not the same. This one spreads from animal to human and from human to human through physical contact, burdens, clothes, infested surfaces, droplets, sexual contact with infested persons, and all of that. Now here are the signs. You feel fever, headache, muscle aches, swelling lymph nodes, tiredness, and later rashes appears, starts from your face all over your body. So the rashes develop into fluid-filled blisters that eventually dries and peel off. So avoid close contact with any person with a rash. An infected person should report immediately to the nearest health facility, and do not share your personal belongings and even soap with an infected person. Items used by an infected person should be washed separately with hot water to avoid infection to others. So practice good hygiene and use disinfectants to clean commonly touched surfaces. Anyone can get Mpox, so regardless of your age and sex. So note that treatment of Mpox is also free.
All right, so in studio I have the chief consultant and founder of CS Consult in the studio to talk to us about the new business proposition, helping business and individuals ease business life and enhance brand positioning and improve business outcomes. So, Mr. Ejiro, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bernard.
Yeah, so you are the principal consultant for CS Consult.
Yes.
And so tell me about CS Consult and what you guys do.
Oh, okay. So we do design and build, real estate. We also do life coaching and also do business support. So what we are here to talk about falls under our business support.
Business support. Yes. I see. So we've been hearing you say people no longer need a stack of printed business cards.
Not at all.
Just one card can do it all.
Exactly.
How does that work?
Yes. So let me say good morning to our listeners before I proceed.
Right.
Indeed, the world has changed. You know, everything has gone digital. Including business cards.
I see.
So the smart business card is just like a bank card. There's a chip in it, and with that you can store your details and transfer those details to anybody you meet by simply showing the card to the person's phone, and all your contact details are transferred to it. Your own is here, so I'll present it to you, and then we'll use that to demonstrate how it works. So you can just pick it out.
So this business card has is it a chip embedded card or?
Yes, a chip embedded card.
I see, and has my name on it.
Yeah, but that is irrelevant because it has nothing to do with what is written.
So I don't give this card to anybody.
No, you don't give
it's
it
my
to
card.
It's your card.
So how do I do it?
So just show it to the top of my phone.
Okay, what kind of phone are you using?
I'm using an iPhone.
So if I put the card on top of your phone, what happens?
Your details pop up.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Wow. I see. So you have my picture there, and my details.
Wow.
Okay.
So just click save. The person just clicks save, and it goes. So your details are correct. Your numbers are correct. The exact description you want to give to yourself, your profile, brief profile, and everything, exactly the way you want your brand to be.
So you then save it on your phone.
Exactly.
So I don't give this card. I just show it.
You just show it
on somebody's iPhone.
Exactly.
What if they don't have an
Android?
iPhone?
Yes, Android. You show it to the back of the phone. That's it.
Wow.
Now, if the phone is very old, it's still catered for. In that case, then the QR code
can be scanned.
Yes.
So this card has a QR code at the back.
Exactly.
I see. So who puts the information on the card then?
We do it for you.
I see.
But so you can manage it after we've done it for you. Say that if you want to update your information at any time, you just go on the portal and then you update it on the fly.
That's quite interesting. So now you have one card that you use when you meet people.
Yes.
Instead of. So what problem are you solving? The problem of people printing many complimentary cards.
Good. So that is one. So we want to save costs. You know, the essence of business, apart from meeting people's needs, is to make profit.
Okay.
And the easiest way to make profit is to save on expenditure.
All right.
So this saves on printing. And indeed, clients have reported 50 to 60% cost savings, annual cost savings on their printing budget.
Wow.
Yes. And then also callback rate. You know, with the traditional business card, you give it out and you hope that the person will transfer.
I won't even
your
lie to you.
contact.
I was at a program this week and I got about 5 complimentary cards.
Look at
now,
that.
I don't know where they are. So, because I actually wanted to call the people, but I'm fine. I'm looking in some bag. I don't know why it's in my pocket. And by next week, I've forgotten to call.
Yeah, statistically, 9 out of 10 business cards are discarded within 7 days. 88% of business cards don't find any relevance. And that's money wasted and contacts lost and business denied. So we are solving all these things with the card that does it all.
88% of traditional cards are thrown away within a week.
Yes. I know someone who has 400 traditional business cards. Will you go and look for yours in it?
400?
Yes.
I probably have more.
You will never go. Anytime you want to reach someone, you go to your phone.
So this card is a one card that once it gets near a person's phone, of course, you place it on the phone.
Yes, you place it on the phone.
It pulls the information. Yes. And then, of course, some people are able to put my phone on somebody's phone to transmit contact. That's phone to phone.
Yes.
So that's also possible.
Yes, but there's a bit of limitation there. because then you are dealing with just contacts.
But what does this one have?
Here, in addition to contacts, you can have your profile.
Hey.
So your personal profile, your business profile, you can even have profiles of your products and services.
Is it?
Yes. There's a whole lot the card does, but we don't want to overwhelm listeners. So those interested, we deal with
So what's the name of this card?
It's a smart business card.
Smart business card that you produce for us.
Yes.
So you can do it for companies. So every employee has one.
Every employee
has one. You can brand it.
You can brand it to suit your needs.
I see. How long have you been using this?
I've been using it since COVID time. I haven't printed any cards since.
I see.
So you can imagine the savings I have.
And our companies coming on board to
Yes. There's an interesting case of someone who was promoted soon after we delivered the card. All he needed to do was to go online and update the information.
So I can update this myself?
Yes.
How do I update it?
We'll have to give you access to the portal.
So I can update my own profile?
Yes, you can.
I see. So if a listener wants to try this for themselves or order for their team, how can they get started?
Okay, so simply send the word SMART to this phone number 054 054.
That's my card.
981 4116.
Send the word SMART.
Yes.
By text message.
SMS, WhatsApp.
Send the word SMART to 054 981 4116.
Yes. And then we'll take it up. We'll do a demo, give you a sample for you to try, have a feel of it, and also show you, depending on the nature of your business, show you how you can optimize the use of it. Because it has so many functionalities. It can be linked to CRM applications like Salesforce, HubSpot, Zapier, and all that. But like I said, I don't want to overwhelm.
Are there types and levels and ranges? So
yes.
That they are, because obviously you pay for this, right?
Yes. There are packages.
There's a question for you. Bernard, I'm listening from Toronto. What are the security implications of the card? What if you want to control who can access your info?
Okay, so this is based on a technology that requires that your phone gets at least 1 inch close to the phone. So you must deliberately want to share the information. Alternatively, you can deactivate it.
Okay.
In the event that you don't want even to.
How do I know that you're not going to share my information with other people, since you have my information in your back end? Because the system that you give me access to is with you. So what if somebody says, this is my... But the main point is that, can the person who owns the card control what is available about them online?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Once we give you access, you determine what you want the card to share. Yes.
So you can put your photo in the card. You can decide to just put a flower there instead of a picture.
Yes, that is entirely up to you.
I see. So when you send SMART to this number, it starts the process for you?
No, we'll get in touch with you.
And then you do a demo?
We'll do a demo, understand the nature of your business, and see how best you can optimize the system.
I see you are providing this as a business solution. What about individuals?
Yes, individuals can also have it.
How much will it cost me?
Oh,
you tell me now. I hope this one you give me, I'm not paying.
Oh, no, this one is...
that is nice.
The big man.
They put my photo and they've written Bernard Kokuavlet, media personality and thought leader. Charlie, I'm on my post, pa. Charlie, everybody, thought leader, pa.
Yeah.
Who thought am I leading?
We'll talk about that soon.
Charlie, so let me introduce, bring your phone and let me put it on it and see. Do you have an iPhone?
No, it's an Android.
Android, so how do I use it? Okay, my producer has an Android.
Okay.
How do I do it? I put at the back.
Yes, at the back.
Like
now,
this.
what the issue with Android is that...
Which part of the card? Any part?
Any part. Yeah. The issue with Android is that some of them, the NFC is not already activated. So you have to turn it on. But iPhone is already activated.
Okay. Near field something. Yeah. So is your NFC on?
Let me check what it is.
If it's not on, he can simply scan the QR code.
Okay. And it will still go.
It will still
What
go.
if I lose the card?
Okay, so if you lose the card, we have a backup.
Okay.
So even though you need just one, we give you two.
But can I call you to deactivate it?
Yes.
Because if I lose the card and it's in the hands of some criminal, so I can call you and say, bro, my card is lost, so I beg. Before some guy will take it and go and do his own thing with it. So you can deactivate it for me.
Yes.
I see. So announce the number again.
054 981 4116.
It's a nice card, though, Charlie. They say I'm a media personality and a thought leader.
Yeah, man.
The thought leader alone has earned you 10 points. Big Charlie, big man.
We take them.
Meanwhile, I know the leader any thought. And the company is called CS Consult.
Yes.
All right. Well, apart from this, what else do you do? You say apart from this card, what else do you do? You say you do other things, right?
Yes, we build. So
you are into building too?
Yes. So we are developing an estate up there, Abri Mountain.
Is it?
Somewhere.
I see.
An eco park.
Correct.
Yes. So for people who want to go and hide in a very serene, eco-friendly environment.
Different.
Yeah, and we do for individuals as well. So
yeah,
we have some projects that you want us to handle for you.
So CEO of CS Consult. I forget your first name. What's your first name?
David.
David Ejir. Ejir is Egyir. And the company is called CS. I interviewed him many years ago on a book he wrote. And it's almost 10, 12 years ago, right?
The eagle in you.
The eagle in you. So now you are leaving it out.
No, it's still...
It's working. You're a big man.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think I'm...
All right, so yeah, you know what to do. If you want that card, pretty cool. Send SMART to 054 981 4116. You can send it by text or WhatsApp. Let me do two quick announcements before I go. GCB is committed to ensuring that your shares continue to thrive and yield positive returns, and therefore update your records, telephone number and email address with the bank to get regular, timely and relevant updates. In fact, if you have this card, you can just go to GCB and then just tap it on their phone. You don't even need to update. No long thing. They say update, go to our website, gcbbank.com.gh, or go to GCB. But just get the card. It can help you. Just go to GCB and say, GCB, this is me. Update your record. This is the latest version of me. So GCB is your bank for life, Caleb.
Yes, sir. And when you're buying anything, it's got to be the best when it comes to cement. Choose Diamond. We have the 42.5 R grade and we have the 32.5 R grade also. Quality and affordability is our hallmark. So find us anywhere across the country. Our factories are in Aflao, Takrady and Buepe. Deal with us directly if you want to interact with us. The number to call is 0244 313-368. Alternative number 0540 111 978. Diamond cement is still as hard as a diamond.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, Sir David Ejir, for your time. CS Consult, get them. It's a very fantastic card. Looks really nice indeed. Branch in the City is next with Now Your Quarter. City News at 10 follow shortly. Baby,